Good day, everyone. How are we doing? Are we back at it? God damn it. Yes, we are. Because it's insane what's going on. These goddamn politics in this day and age is ridiculous. How Donald Trump is just doing whatever the hell he wants to do. And we have to, man, listen. By the way, this is the Wildest Wake Up Show. My name is Sharon Bracey, and every single day we rebel against remedial rhetoric, and today is no different. And today the topic is CQ Brown. Have y'all heard of this man? How many people of y'all actually know what happened earlier? That I had a blackout in my area, so all the power turned off, and so I had to reboot everything. So yeah, it is what it is. The whole neighborhood went out. So I had no power. No power equals no Wi-Fi. Once the Wi-Fi went out, there was a wrap. What's up, Corinne? What's up, young? Good day to everybody. Make sure y'all sharing it because I'm not sure if people got their notifications or not. Let's keep this ball rolling. Let's keep it moving. Let's get the information that needs to be out there. We need to know what are we actually fighting for, because I think it's highly interesting how possibly, Donald Trump is doing a reverse DEI. This is crazy. You've seen the thumbnail. You've seen out of the people that was in that picture, you've seen who got fired and who did not get fired. It's crazy and it's wild, in my opinion. It's crazy. The man CQ Brown, decorated general. So he got there on his goddamn merit. Man, listen. We can't allow this man to just attack our great people this way. Absolutely. A lot of hey man, Robin M is getting nasty out there, and we getting way too distracted to not pay attention to what is actually going on. I mean, like the man that he just fired, his experience, experience supposed to matter. You do not replace a seasoned general with a non-general. That's insanity. What are we going to do? We're going to start saying, hey, we're going to put LeBron James on the bench and we put this brand new high school ball player that we don't. Come on. This shit got me wild. This is wild. And I don't understand it for the life of me how these hey, listen, these black male conservatives, I do not understand how did they understand that as this was okay. With all y'all, I need to have some understanding of what's going on. What is y'all thoughts on this? How did y'all allow this to happen on your watch? This is your man. You picked him. You need to set his ass straight, goddammit. This is insanity. Welcome to the show. Good day, cuz. It is crazy.
Yeah, peace and love, man. Listen, it's real crazy. And you absolutely correct, cuz when you said what's exactly going on is reverse DEI. Because we have to take into consideration who CQ Brown was, right? CQ Brown was a decorated 4-star general in the United States Air Force. CQ Brown is an honorary Tuskegee Airman, right? The reason why he's an honorary Tuskegee Airman is because he had an unprecedented 3,000 flight hours. F-16s, B-2 bombers, you name it, he can fly it. and
And he
over
also had what?
100.
How many combat hours? He also had
Right,
legit
over
combat.
over over 130 hours in combat. Right.
Come on.
Think about how unprecedented that is. So this is a man who rose through the ranks of the Air Force because of his acumen, because of his intellect, because of his dedication to being great, right? This was also a man who broke all kinds of barriers, right? And to make things more clear and how ironic it is, Trump, when he was elected in 2016, he's the one who actually appointed General C.Q. Brown as the chief of staff of the Air Force, right?
Crazy.
Now think about this, right? This is a black man.
Mm.
This is a brother who was not aligned with Donald Trump, right?
Damn.
However, Donald Trump saw his value because he looked at his resume and he couldn't, you know, go up against it, right? So he said, okay, I'm going to appoint him as the chairman. I mean, not as the chairman, but as the chairman of the Air Force, right? So then Biden gets elected, and then Biden sees General C.Q. Brown and says, you know what? This brother's so talented. He's the best general I got in the rank and file. I'm going to go ahead and appoint him as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. So we got to understand, C.Q. Brown was the first black man to hold those two positions. The first black man ever to be the chairman, the highest ranking military member of the Air Force, and the first black man to ever be appointed to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, they only report to the Secretary of Defense and the President of the United States himself. So this is how important that job is. When there's a difficult decision to be made in terms of our national security, they go get General C.Q. Brown because they know he got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and the foresight and wherewithal to make the right decision in terms of our national security, right? Because of the reason why it's a reverse DEI is because Trump fired this man, right? And do you think he got a more worthy candidate to replace him?
He had to, because it's all about merit.
No. Right? So what he did was he got a white man who was less qualified. He wasn't even active duty. He was retired.
Damn.
And Cuzzo, the law states that the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff must be a 4-star general.
Wow.
Do you think the person that he appointed to replace him is a 4-star general?
It has to be.
No.
Damn.
So General Kane, who Trump nominated to replace C.Q. Brown as the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, is not a 4-star general. He's not even an active duty service member right now. He's a retired general, right?
That's crazy.
Who don't have close to the qualifications of General C.Q. Brown. We're talking about an honorary Tuskegee Airman. We're talking about a decorated fighter pilot. We're talking about a decorated commander that served all over this world and did it in a brilliant fashion. And you're just going to fire this man just to put a less qualified white man in the job? You see, my question for these black men, right, who are Trumpers, do you see what's going on? Do you see the wool that's being pulled over your eyes? Do you see the moves that is being made, not in secret, in plain sight? And he's showing you, listen, I don't care if you're a black man who support me. I don't care if you're a black man who is for my agenda. No, it's not about you. I'm going to remove you and I'm going to put my people in there.
Damn.
It's about my friends. It's about the people who look like me. And I don't care who has a problem with it, who has an issue with it. Think about what the government employees are going through right now, right? They having to respond to emails from this man and tell this man, oh, well, give me 5 things that you did this week that was productive.
Woo.
So when we understand what's going on, we got to talk about it with a sense of delicacy and with a sense of honesty, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
real life people are being affected and impacted by these irrational decisions. But this one here is the one that really grinds my gears because I'm about national security.
Okay.
You know that that's my priority when it comes to politics, right? Just keep us safe. Just
Mm.
make the decisions that's going to maintain our dominance over the world. But when I see these type of miscalculations and irrational decisions, reverse DEI decisions, when you are removing a decorated, honorable general and you're putting in a less qualified guy, I got an issue with that. And everyone under the sound of my breath should have an issue with it.
Mm.
The picture you put up there, Cuzzo, and it paints the perfect picture, and it's almost like it's not real, right? Because you see in that picture is all the generals of the Joint Chiefs of Staffs, right? All of them. How ironic it is, the only 2 that Trump decided to fire was the 2 that stood out in the picture, right?
Mm.
Because there's about 7 or 8 white men, and then you got a black man fired, and he was the most decorated of all the generals fired, and then you got a white woman, Admiral Franchetti,
Mm.
fired, right? She was the chairman of the Navy, right?
Mm.
She too was decorated, but you know, it's about CQ Brown for me because he was the most decorated.
Right.
He had the resume, he had the acumen, and he's been battle tested multiple times and passed every single time. So yes, you asked the question, should we be concerned for our national security? In my opinion, we absolutely should.
Hmm.
If your eyes weren't open before, your eyes should be open now. Peace and
Mm.
love.
And I think it's weird that people would say things like, according to PhD Diva, we have no power. Or here we go with the race baiting politics, virtual signaling, and race wars continue. When it's just this is what happened. It is what it is. So we got somebody that is a decorated general getting replaced by somebody that's not even a general. And then they say it's supposed to be off of merit base. How can you now have the argument that it's still merit when the person with the highest level of merit got fired for somebody that has a lower level of merit? Is the amount of I want to have white zaddy not mad at me is insane. Even if we take the race out of it, how are you going to explain to me that you took somebody as a general to somebody that is not one and somebody that is retired? How can you explain that to me?
And I got a problem with the cognitive dissonance or the it's almost like these men are just willfully blind, right? Highlight my brother Otis's latest comment, right? Because this is an example, right? He says he don't believe it's about race. He believes that he didn't align with Trump's politics. Well, listen, Otis, you're a former military member, my brother. You should understand that the only alignment when it comes to military service is protecting the country, right? And Trump knew that he was competent enough to protect the country because Trump is the one who appointed him originally for the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Trump appointed CQ Brown as the chairman of the Air Force. So in order for Trump to have appointed him the first time, he had to have been completely qualified, overqualified. So don't come here and sit back and say, oh, but no, it wasn't about race. It was about he wasn't aligned with the politics. No, listen, look at the picture. Look at the picture. Look at what he was talking about in terms of DEI, right? Look at every move that he's been making. And he's painting a clear picture. It's about the people who look like him and are for him. Those are the people he gonna rock with. But the people that look like you and I, my brother Otis, you ain't got a shot, even if you overqualified, man. That is what the message is being relayed as. And I need y'all to just stop being so gullible and weak-minded into thinking that he's doing something for the benefit of the country. He's doing something for the benefit of himself and for his race. Clearly. Peace and love.
I think it's weird to hear people say that it is race bait. It's clear to see that black men feel ashamed about being black men. It's weird. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. Or maybe they just want to go against us because they want to go against us. I'm not sure what it is. But clearly, a man that has all the merit, he's been to war, literally. He's been in fight or fight combat, literally. And you still saying somebody that is retired. He brought him out of retirement. He said, hey, come out of retirement, even though you was never a general. You're not as closely decorated as the man that is doing the job. And the only reason why I'm firing is because of what? The fact that they got people that's not even willing to say that he does anything wrong is scary to me. It's a very scary thing that they are not willing to say he does anything wrong, that everything that he does is the right thing to do. It's weird. We don't have no checks and balances whatsoever. We are not smart enough as a collective to say, hey, this is weird. We need to pay attention to what's actually happening.
The problem is a lot of our people, unfortunately, suffer from the Sambo mindset, right? Where white is right no matter what. And we gotta see the forest from the trees and see what's actually taking place, right? And if you care about your national security, right, then this should be alarming to you, because not only did he replace a decorated general that was the most decorated general in the military today, he replaced them with a less qualified person who wasn't even active duty military at the time. That should bother you. That should concern you. That should at least get you to raise your eyebrow and to see, hey, what's really going on here? And then you look at it and you see, well, hey, out of all the people that he could have fired, why did he choose to fire a black man and a white woman? If you can answer that, then please do so. But if you can't answer that, then don't tell me it's not about race.
It's very interesting to see that somebody that is battle tested like C.K. Brown, he has been through more battles than a goddamn Game of Thrones character, right? Since they love to quote that TV show so goddamn much. Because the problem is when we start talking about real life shit, they want to talk about. So maybe we could put it like that. He's more battle tested than any Game of Thrones character. How about that? Maybe now you'll understand it. If you need someone who knows the battlefield, not someone that just read about it, that's CQ. Maybe that will have you understand it more, because we can't use real life, because when we use real life, they don't understand a lot of these people. And I don't know. You should be highly concerned that one of the most decorated generals got fired to be replaced by somebody that's not even a general.
Cuzzo, I need Eda Man to hit the link, Eda Man. Send the link to Eda Man because I want to hear what Eda Man has to say when he talking about General C.Q. Brown wasn't doing his job. Explain that, sir. You're a military veteran. Explain how General C.Q. Brown wasn't doing his job and that's why he got fired.
And maybe
hit the link and explain.
And maybe GP 2009 is able to let us know as well too.
So, to Eda Man's point, the only people who was doing their job was the white men. Right? Look at that picture, cuzzo. Look at the picture. Tell me how many white men you see in that picture.
Yeah, it's kind of scary to see.
Now, like, how many? What's the actual number?
I don't know. I have to look at it. Hold on, let me see. So I can't look at it on my computer. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So, out of the 9 people in the picture, right? The only people that Eda Man said was doing their job was the 7 white men. Think about what you're saying, Eda Man. I need you to be better. I need y'all to be better, man. So, Otis, you telling me out of the 9 people in the photo, the only people who were doing their job were the 7 white men? Is that what you telling me, Otis? You telling me that General C.Q. Brown wasn't doing his job? And he's the most qualified, the most decorated, have the greatest resume out of all the generals in the picture? Is that what y'all trying to tell me, Otis? Peace and love, man.
Hey, what's going on? Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you well. Sound
okay, good. I'm going to keep it even more simpler. I really am. I'm not slow. I'm not naive. I get what you're saying, Brownsville, but I'm going to keep it real simple. I'm going to say this. You have the right to bring in your own personnel when you enter any new position. That's how simple as I'm going to keep it. Yes, you might be correct. He might be less qualified. I'm going to even keep it out. It's even more simple as this. If he didn't align with that man's agenda, that's the reality. You don't keep them around. And I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm right on the line here. I don't agree with everything Trump's doing. Let me finish, please.
But hold on. Before you move it, Otis, before you move it, I got a question.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So, with your experience in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do the military teach us to separate the politics from the mission? Yes or no?
Yes, they do.
Right. So, why would you say that a decorated military general is supposed to align with somebody's politics?
Because they do it in the military to this day, whether you want to realize it or agree with that or not. And I'm going to give you a real life example. First of all, just to backtrack a little bit, he was in office 4 years and we didn't go to war and we was fine. The same thing is going to happen as well. But to keep it on point, if I'm the president, if I'm the general, I want, even though it's supposed to be even playing field and like-mindedness, I still want to know that that guy right to my left and that right is aligned with me and we're on the same page. So when it's ready to go to war, I don't have this dude who's not aligning with me, or to keep it politically correct, or this lady not aligning with me. I want to go to war, or I want to do something.
So okay, let me ask you another question.
He has the right to do that.
Let me ask you another question.
Well, let me ask you a question. When you agree with that thinking?
No, and here's why I don't. Here's why I don't agree with it, right?
Okay.
Because if I was the president of the United States, I would want my generals to align themselves with the Constitution of the United States, to align themselves with doing whatever's necessary to protect our national security, to align themselves with upholding the Geneva Convention, to align themselves and to keeping our treaties in order, right? To make sure that we are prepared, right? And trained, ready, willing, and able to go to battle if need be. That's what I want from my generals, right?
Okay.
So if we have a president who's saying, you know what, I want my generals to be involved in politics, that is a dangerous president. And that is a dangerous precedent to set. because I want the person that's going to tell me the right decision to be made, because he's utilizing his intelligence and his experience and his situational awareness to keep the American people safe. I don't want him telling me what I want to hear because he aligns with my agenda.
I agree with you. I'm gonna cut you off right there, with all due respect. Everything you're saying, I agree with you. But we're talking about Donald Trump. To answer your question, my own question, I would want the person on the left to agree with me and the person on the right not to. Because I want to be able to know, I want to be able to hear that. I want to hear the alternative. I want to hear that. And then I want to make a sound, determined decision. So I don't want a yes man, but I do want both. I need both sides. But we're talking about Trump. We all know how Trump is since day one. I'm not making no excuses for him. Hell, half the country voted for him. So we knew what we were getting. He wants like-minded individuals around him. Period.
And you know who else wants that, Otis?
Who?
Dictators. Stalin wanted that. Adolf Hitler wanted that.
Don't you think you're going a little bit too far? Don't you think we do have checks and balances in place?
What I'm saying is, am I wrong? Otis, answer the question. Was I wrong in what I said?
You wasn't all the way right, but you was not all the way wrong.
I was not wrong. I was not telling a lie. When it comes to a dictator, right? They want everybody to align to them. They don't want any checks and balances. They don't want anybody.
I got a couple
push
minutes
back on their
me. I feel like
Eat a man, and I'm glad you hit the link, my brother.
Come on up.
Because Eat a man, listen.
Before my next meeting, but
let me ask you a question.
You can hear us, Eat a man?
Let me ask you a question.
I hear you.
You can't hear Brownsville?
No. Let me go out and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, go out and come back in, my brother, because I got a question for you. Because I'm very disappointed. And here's the thing, Otis, you're a military veteran yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is the problem that I have, right? Let's just be honest about this situation, right? If we was active duty right now, which I'm sure you probably got some family members who are active duty right now, as well as I do, right? You would be alarmed with your top general just getting fired because of a political agenda, especially if you knew how qualified he was, how decorated he was, how thorough he was when it came to doing his job, right? And then they replace him with a guy who's not even active duty anymore. He's retired, right? And he doesn't even meet the qualifications of becoming the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Because the law says you got to be a 4-star general. The guy that he appointed to replace CQ Brown is not a 4-star general, right?
So how did he get the job then? See, I don't.
He has to get special permission just to put that guy in the job, right? And then we want to sit here and complain about DEI. That's exactly what DEI is on reverse. What Trump is doing is reverse order DEI.
Well, I don't believe
that's what
in
it looks like.
So no, you can't. So you have to talk about that about me. I don't believe in DEI. But
I want to respond.
Go ahead.
I ain't got that much time. So first of all, to respond to what Brownsville is saying, if I got the right to hire you, I got the right to fire you. He put him in power. So like this idea that Trump can hire a black man but can't fire a black man, he hired him, put him in the position. I think this is proven fact that he put him in the position. Whatever reason they did not align. They didn't align. Whatever reason they said, hey, check this out. You haven't did the things that I feel that this person in this position needs to do. And so after he been there since Trump turned, he done served for 4 years. For whatever reason, Trump saying now, I think that I need to go into a different direction. And the reason I believe that I need to go into a different direction is because we're not aligned on the things that I see fit for the Air Force at this time. I see that there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't understand why we always got to make it about race. We got to make it about race, but we didn't make it about race when he hired him. But now since he fired her, it's almost like I only could do good for black people, but if I do something against black people, they automatically make me racist. People don't talk about he was the one who put this man in power.
the issue that I have with you, Eden man, is so let's say you're the CEO of a company, right? And let's say your COO is great. However, y'all disagree on the direction of the company for whatever reason, right? But let's say you've experienced a whole bunch of growth and a whole bunch of improvement under this COO, right? And now you're looking to replace him. Are you telling me you're gonna look at candidates that have half the credentials and half the resume of your current COO, or are you gonna look at candidates who are on par with the COO? Which is more logical to you, Edelman Williams?
And I don't know, he probably on a phone call. Also, I want to make sure they understand that Donald Trump did put him in position, and Joe Biden kept him in that position. He actually put him in an even higher position. So he wasn't just there for 4 years.
Right. So what happened was Trump
this idea
in 2016, Trump appointed CQ Brown as the chairman of the Air Force, right? When Biden came in, Biden appointed him the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, right? Which is the highest military office in the country. That's what happened.
But okay, I hear your objections. I really, really do. Why can't it be just as simple as he wanted somebody else in that position? Because they do this all the time. It's like you're making up these agendas, which, I mean, it's something to talk about, so I don't mind. Let's have the conversation. But at the end of the day, he has the right, the president of the United States, he has the right to appoint who he wants in that position. And whether you want to agree with it or not, it's going to always be political. You just don't want to agree with it. Of course, he wants people that's going to align with him. Of course he does, like you would, like I would if I was the president of the United States.
So you're not gonna.
Now we could have this what if conversation, but why question who we hired? That's just. I mean, come on now. That's
you saying that we should not be questioning the president of the United States on a bad hire to run the country?
Who said that was a bad hire? See, it's not a bad hire. Who said it was a bad hire? How long has he been in the job?
It's a bad
hire. What has he done to prove that it's a bad hire?
Okay, so this is how we can prove. So let's say you are building a construction a building, and we lead you to be the president of hiring everybody. And in the building, we have somebody that built 10 buildings of this stature, and then now you says, no, I want to fire him, and now bring in somebody that's never built a building ever. And we are going to say that's a good hire?
Ever. Okay, so let's add some more caveat to it. He never built a building in his life, because you adding stuff, so I'm going to add stuff, because just based off what you're saying, of course not. But if he's a top graduate of the college or the top architecture school or whatever the credentials he needs, he's the top and he just need a break, I'm going to give him a break. That's
fine. I'm glad that you said that. But so again, that person that you hire, he's not the top of that neither, because he's not even a general.
Okay.
So he's not even the top of that. So I think that's the real issue, that how I'm looking at it. You win somebody that is a 4-star general, right? So that's the highest you could be. Also war combative, also flew airplanes in combat, to go ahead and get somebody that's not ever been a general. That is a real issue for me, because
he has military experience.
You're supposed to hire the best person.
Military experience, and I want to allow him a chance to prove himself. Period. That's all I have to say. Now, if he does a bad job, then I have every right to come back and do what I have to do. But as of right now, yes, we could talk about it, but he hasn't done anything yet. Let's wait and see.
Wow. Welcome to this.
I give you that. On this surface, I give you that. I'm not naive. On this surface, yes, it's questionable.
Wow.
It is. On this surface, yes. But I'm going to wait and see, because I know Trump in the way of I trust Trump. We ain't been to war. He was in office the last time. We didn't go to war. So what makes you think we're going to war this time?
Welcome to the show. Welcome, Supreme God's PhD Diva.
Thank you for having me, sir.
I am flabbergasted, Otis, that you are willing to hold this position of getting rid of somebody that is at the highest level in the military to somebody that's not even ranked close to him.
What I'm saying is I'm going to allow him a chance to do his job. Again, on the surface, yes, it is questionable, but at the same time, it really isn't. It really isn't. He has military experience. Yes, he has. It's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. He has the experience. Was he retired? Yes. Okay. I can't prove exact. I need to do my research about you have to be a particular star general. I don't know. I'm just taking Brownsville word for it. I don't believe he's lying. Of course not. But I just don't know that criteria. If he had to get special privilege or go to in front of the house or whatever to him to take that job, okay. But I want to at least see what he's going to do. It's too early.
So let me ask you, Otis, let me ask you a question to test your logic, right? Because it's baffling and mind-boggling to me that you can't see the forest from the trees in this situation, right? So let's say a family member, right, is having a medical emergency, right? And the mayor decides that, hey, I'm gonna fire all of my first responders, all my medical first responders, and I'm gonna hire everybody from Joe's mechanic shop to take their job.
Come on, man. Right? I'm not going to answer that, so you might as well stop.
Well, see, that's the thing. See, you can see the logic in that, right? But when it comes to the logic of protecting the men and women, boys and girls of this country, you can't see that logic, right?
Yes, I can.
Out of your mouth,
Stop it.
Right?
Stop it. I don't know who you think you're talking to, man.
Felon. I trust somebody who's filed bankruptcy several times. I trust somebody who I know is a liar, who I know is a scammer, who I know is a degenerate. And this is what I'm saying when you see this person make these irrational decisions, and then you still come on live YouTube and say, I trust this guy. When a decorated general in CQ Brown gets fired for no apparent good reason, and a less qualified white man comes in and takes the job, and Otis gets on YouTube and say, oh, I can see the goodness in it. Man, you guys really need to get it together, my brother, because you have this Sambo mentality, and it's really sickening.
Wow. Here we go.
It's sickening, my brother. Because General CQ Brown didn't deserve it. He worked hard and he earned and paved the way for so many others by being the first black chairman of the Air Force, the first black chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And now for him to get fired for somebody, a DEI white hire, who is less qualified, less decorated, less experienced, to just come and take that job and you don't have a problem with it. To me, you got a problem when you look in the mirror, it seems like, my brother, because I would like to think that we would be supporting each other and saying, no, this ain't right. This ain't normal. This ain't on the up and up. We should not stand for this. What is it going to take? That's my question. What is it going to take, my brother? Is it going to take for your personal life, somebody that you love, somebody that for them to be mistreated, for Otis to come out? You know what?
This man was in office 4 years and he didn't do anything that, I say this, he was in office for 4 years and we got through that.
Wow.
So,
right. That's the point, though.
And
right?
now we're
You're
in
not
this
supposed
situation.
To hear from him.
And we're in this situation. He just hired this man. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. And damn, but to put all that on me, That man won the electoral college and the popular vote. So you're going to put that all on me? Really? And I didn't even vote. I didn't even vote.
All right, so you saying so anything Donald Trump do, we should not critique it at all?
Of course, critique it, but give it a chance. Let's give it a real critique. The guy he hasn't done anything yet. He hasn't done anything yet, and Brownsville is up here race baiting.
Okay, so you saying because the guy that he hired, since he haven't gotten office yet and he hasn't done anything yet, we shouldn't say anything until
you have no idea what the agenda is.
Even though we can see who is qualified and who is not, we literally can see that one person is qualified. Right? He's qualified. He's a general. It is no that we can say somebody that's at this higher ranking that is active is going to be by somebody that is a less ranking that is not even a general is going to be more qualified.
So what do you think his ulterior motive is? Why do you think he hired him if he's not qualified to do the job? What do you think the ulterior motive is? Let me ask you that question. Or Brownsville. What you know, and then that's a serious question. What do you think his ulterior motive is?
He's putting the pieces on the board in place in order for the U.S. to become a dictatorship. That is his goal. He's already
the United States become a dictatorship and we have a House and Congress?
Otis, you asked me a question.
But your answer is crazy.
Honestly, right? He's already on record saying, hey, if you vote me back in, you will never have to vote again. Right? So he said that before he took office. And now we look at the maneuvers that he's making. We look at the questionable decisions he's making. We look at him trying to maneuver the chessboard in such a way to where he can have total control of all the important, powerful positions that run and govern and protect this country.
That's not going to happen.
You gotta have your eyes open, my brother, to see it, right? You gotta take the wolves.
You're doing way too much.
Your eyes, brother Otis, so that
my eyes are open. You need to open your eyes.
Okay, hold on, because this doesn't make sense to me. Because what you and these other niggas are saying that we don't know. We just got to trust Donald Trump, even though, yes, we understand that C.Q. Brown was highly decorated. He was a general and he went to war and he was in a fighter jet, literally in a combat, in a fucking airplane. Even though he did all of those things, we're going to put somebody that never been to war, that ain't no general, that ain't never did shit for nobody. But that is the part that we're going to say, hey, let's just give it a try. And say, hey, you as the president of the United States, you're supposed to be putting the best people in power. That's what his job is, to put the best person in power. And now we're going to say the person that has the least qualifications out of those two men, we're going to give that one a shot. And we cannot have an honest conversation about it.
We are having an honest conversation about it. I honestly don't believe that he hasn't been in office long enough for us to make a judgment on it yet. I hear what you're saying. On the surface, it does sound weird. It does. I give you that. But coming from Trump and his history and his past, I'm willing to wait to see what's going to happen. And on top of all that, to break it all the way down, it's called the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Yes, he has the ultimate decision, but come on now. Stop it. He's not going to do anything, in my opinion, that's going to be detrimental to this country, that we are going to be in a war situation. I honestly don't believe that. And I have family members in the service right now, and I am a veteran. I honestly believe he's not going to put us in harm's way like that. I believe that he has a more stronger exterior and force about himself that makes the countries afraid of us. I really do believe that. He's a no-nonsense guy. He's not a politician. He doesn't talk that bull. He's straightforward. So I believe that's what we need. Again, we had 4 years with him. We were fine. We're going to be fine this time. I'm willing to wait to see what happens. And again, he just got there. He just got there. Let's wait to see. Let's wait to see.
Do we have a war with Biden?
No.
Oh,
and that's okay. Exactly. So what's the issue?
The issue is that he
What's the
fired.
issue?
The issue is that what we're talking about right now is the fact that he got rid of a program and then immediately turned the whole program into white men. When having a whole cabinet full of just white men doesn't represent the country at all. And he's supposed to be the leader of the free world, and he is not leading in a free world type of situation. He's actually firing people that is decorated to put somebody that is not decorated. That is not what we call leadership.
And this whole wait and see narrative is dangerous, Otis. And the reason why it's dangerous is because we already
cuz you didn't like how I was cooking
and seeing. No, I like how you was cooking. I thought you paused for a minute, so I came in with this angle right here. I'm gonna land it real quick, right? The reason why the wait and see narrative is so dangerous, Otis, is because the national security is not something we should just wait and see about. We should have certainty. We shouldn't just have hope, right? We should be able to go to bed at night knowing that the most qualified, the most decorated, the most experienced people are running our military, right? Because that
did you
is
feel
what
that way
makes
when
us a
I
superpower.
don't mean to cut you off, but listen, how did you feel when Biden was in office when he was senile? Did you feel safe and comfortable then?
I didn't care nothing.
I'm tired of all this bull that you're talking. Come on, man.
Otis.
No,
I
but
told
still,
you
again, we have
Biden
to wait and
was
see.
unqualified.
We have to wait and see, man. All this stuff, you're scaring the people.
Otis,
you're scaring the people,
problem is this, Otis. The problem is this, right? We had this conversation, and I told you Biden was unqualified. Didn't I tell you that, Otis?
I don't recall, but I I'm not gonna say you did it. Then I don't recall. I really don't.
Yes, we had this
but you're
conversation.
scaring the people, though, Brownsville.
Now, right? What I told you is, as long as the people who are working up under him and who are making the decisions daily are qualified, then there's nothing to worry about, right?
So could the same thing apply to Trump and this guy he just put in position? Can the same thing apply? What's the difference, Brownsville? Please answer that.
His resume is the difference.
No, go with that bull resume.
So you say hold on, Otis. So you say
answer that question.
Otis, so you saying that Otis. So you saying a man that was able to be a general and the one that is not a general, that's not a resume?
Man, listen. He chose who he chose. Now what? I'm serious.
No, he didn't choose it. He didn't choose it.
He got special permission to do it, according to Brownsville. He got special permission to do it because he didn't have that extra star. So now he's in that position. And in that position, he has personnel around him. He has a staff around him. He has individuals in those positions that are still there doing their job.
Okay, so what's the issue? So you don't care who he hires if they qualify or not. As long as your president put him in there, you say, hey, let's just see. We don't care if he has any qualifications or not.
I'm not going to go that far. He has some qualifications. You just don't like the qualifications. He qualifies.
No.
So don't like his credentials.
So it's not about
credentials.
All right, so it's
is he less credentials
I understand what you're saying.
His predecessor? Yeah, yes.
So it's not about if I like his credentials or not. It's about who is more qualified.
He put him there for a reason. We just don't know the answer yet. Can we at least admit that?
No, we cannot.
So you know why he put him there?
Yes, we could clearly see why.
Why?
We can clearly see it. I don't understand why you can't see it.
Why? So no DEI, no reverse DEI, no because he don't like black people. Why? Why did he put it there? Why did he put him there specifically? What job is he specifically there to do?
Because he could control them. That's why he put him there.
Okay, I give you that because I said that he wants somebody that he can say that aligns with his agenda. That sounds more politically correct. Someone there that aligns with his agenda. Okay,
all right. And so now he can't control somebody that's a four-star general unless he fire him. He has to actually get him out of the position so he could control the position.
I don't have an issue that man has way wants. I don't. You guys are making this to me. You're making it out too much to be nothing. Of course,
right? I understand who you want to hire. I get it. However, but you cannot negate the fact that the man is pushing out Project 2025, right? And the Project 2025 is written that they want people in position that has conservative MAGA ideologies.
Okay.
And that is dangerous. That you're just putting people in place because they have the same ideologies, not because of their fucking merit the way how it's supposed to be. One person has merit with the 4-star general, and the other person we don't know. And we're going to say, yeah, let's go with the person I don't know. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I'm surprised that people are even trying to fight it. And now I really understand that a majority of the men out there, they don't give a damn what somebody else do.
I trust the people we have in place, man. Every spot is not going to be what I
No,
like.
you don't, because they fired the man that was in place.
But listen, man.
He was there for 8 years.
I don't think you're being realistic about the situation. I'm being very realistic. I really am. I'm taking the emotion out of it. I'm being realistic. The president brought in who he wanted to bring. Now, there'll be a different question if you say, Otis, do you really think that was a good idea? And what do you feel? How do you feel about that, Otis? You didn't ask me that because it's irrelevant. The hell with what I feel. But the big picture is that's his position, and he chose who he wanted.
No,
so now we just have to trust that he know what he's doing, and I have common sense to know that he has people around him, that whole staff.
No, the problem is that you did tell us how you feel, and you just don't realize that you did.
Okay, there you go. Now one thing, I play your game, but I'm not gonna let you tell me what I did not did say. But I'll let you try. Go ahead. What did I tell you?
So you told us how you feel because you feel that as long as Donald Trump put him there, it doesn't matter. We could just see. It doesn't matter if the other person was qualified or not. As long as the other person is not possibly on Donald Trump's agenda, he has every right to fire whoever is not a part of his agenda.
You're wrong, sir.
But that's what you said.
No, you're wrong, sir. I said that's how he feels and that's his beliefs.
Who?
My true thought process.
Hold on. So I can understand.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Okay, so all right.
Donald Trump. That's his belief, and that's what he's doing. Now, what my true beliefs are, I don't agree with what he did. I don't.
Hold on.
But that's his job.
Hold on. Let me understand this correct. You don't.
Listen,
hold on. Let me ask. I need to have some understanding because I'm confused. Are you saying you don't agree with the firing of the 4-star general?
I don't agree with. Well, let me get my words together. Let me get my words because I got confused, folks. The what he did was questionable. I have for real questions. Why did he do that? A 4-star, yada yada. Yeah, I do have questions. But the reality of the situation is that's Donald Trump, the president. He had the right to do it. So since he had the right to do it, I'm going to sit back as an American to wait to see what happens. But I don't think it's going to be a situation where it's going to put us in harm's way.
Okay,
that's my stance on it.
Regardless about the harm's way. So regardless of adding harm's way into it, for some strange reason, I don't know why you add in harm's way right now. Right?
No, what you mean right now? I said that earlier.
I'm asking you about how you said we misjudged your feelings about this situation. So, do you feel that firing a 4-star general was a good idea to replace him with somebody that's not even a general?
Optically, it doesn't look good.
I didn't ask you that. How do you feel about it? Do you feel that firing the 4-star general and hiring a non-general is a good thing?
I don't know. Optically, it doesn't look good. And that's how I'm going to answer it. Now, you can get mad all you want. That's my true answer. Optically, it doesn't look good.
Okay, so now we can understand that. So our feelings about what you were saying was not wrong. You don't think Donald Trump is doing anything wrong because you want to wait until you see it fail because you are afraid.
He's not doing anything wrong. He's the president. He could do what he could pick who he wants to put in that position. So how is it wrong?
Because he's picking
you just don't like it. I'm waiting.
It's not about me. It's not about.
Just don't like it. but
It's
he
not
had every right to do that.
It's not about
Correct.
it's not about me liking something, right? So we could clearly say when
You don't like my answer, but I'm very clear with it. I'm very clear with it. You don't like what he did. I'm sitting back because I don't know if it was good or not. I don't know if it's going to work or not.
I understand that. So
it is.
Okay, we could easily say, let me take it off of Donald Trump, because y'all have a problem with any going against Donald Trump, and I understand now. I'm starting to get it.
No, you're trying to pin people in corners.
Okay, so now when the Giants decided to trade Saquon Barkley and keep their quarterback that they now fired, everybody said that was the wrong move to get rid of Saquon Barkley and keep that quarterback. Nobody said, let's wait and see what Saquon does. Let's wait and see what the Giants quarterback do. We already knew he was not qualified. So the fact that now that we are saying in politics, we cannot easily say that CQ Brown right now, the way how his stats are, it looks like Saquon Barkley, and the stats of this guy that is a non-general is like the quarterback that the New York Giants fired. And that is the correlation, and why we cannot just have an honest conversation. Said getting rid of Saquon Barkley is not a good move.
That correlation was kind of good, but I don't like to mix politics and sports. Again, I'm just keeping it real. You just don't like the answer. I'm being very objective. Again, looking at it optically, yes, it's very questionable. It is.
Okay.
But at the same time, he had the right to do it.
But we're not.
I'm going to sit back and I'm going to
hold this. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. But we're not saying that Donald Trump doesn't have the right to do anything. That's not what the argument is.
Okay.
So I don't know why we keep.
I believe he's qualified. I believe he's qualified enough to get what Donald Trump's once done. If obviously he's aligns with his agenda, there's nothing wrong with that. You guys won't even admit that there's something wrong with that. That's what most presidents or people in high positions take the presidency off of. It's just want to use other analogies. Whoever's in charge or whatever, you want your same people to align with you. That's just how it is.
It's not how it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You want people around you to align with you. Yes, you want your opposition. But okay, let me put it like this, so I won't confuse people. A good leader, a great leader wants opposition of the opposite minds of thinking, so they could know how to play against each other.
No,
a regular average leader, which I do consider Donald Trump to be, he is just a regular leader, average. He want like-minded people around him. He want his yes men.
And is that dangerous?
And the people of the United States voted for that. They knew what they was getting.
Is it dangerous to have that mindset? Yes,
is it what?
No? Is it dangerous for him to have that mindset that he wants his top military advisors to have political agendas?
You keep bringing that up. First of all, let me ask the question. I'm clear. Just because one made the statement, he wants an individual to be aligned with them, does that honestly mean politically and or for the sake of the United States of America? Can those two coexist in the same situation?
No, because the military has a mission, right? And they have certain training. You have to have certain amount of experience to be in certain positions, right? So that when a decision needs to be made where our national security comes into question, right? You want the brightest and the most decorated and the most experienced people in the room. Is that logical or not?
That's logical. Now, let me ask you a question. Seriously, and please answer the question. That man, whoever he is, the general, whoever just got that position, does he have a competent staff around him?
We don't know.
Come on, man, stop it. You didn't hear anybody else getting fired or hired, did you? So we could assume. So we could assume that he has the same individuals around him, and
He's
we
gonna
both
bring
know
in
what
his own
happens.
people.
And we both know what happens and how it works in that particular war room. Okay, there are oppositions and opposition opinions going across that table. That's how it works. Yes, it's going to ultimately come out of his mouth, but he's hearing opposition from everybody. The best decision is going to get to the president of the United States at the time when it needs to.
Wow.
And
Or the decision, or
naive.
the decision that furthers his political agenda.
You
Right?
keep
Which
saying
is
that.
why,
You keep saying
which
that.
is why
You
you
keep
said,
saying that.
now hold on.
Okay,
I'm
all
going
right.
off of your premise, Otis. Your premise was that Trump wanted people who aligned with his vision. That was
Yes.
your premise, right?
Yes.
So going off of your premise, sir, right? It could be two things that could happen. One, he could be getting the best advice in order to make the best decision
I
for
got you,
our
Diva.
national security.
Sound like you ready?
The other answer he could get is the decision which furthers his political agenda. Right? That's what makes it dangerous. That's why you want a guy like CQ Brown in there so that he can be the voice of reason, so that he can say, hey, through my 30, 40 years of experience, this is the right decision and the right course of action to take. And my record and my resume, and I'm willing to stand on it, all of my years of excellence, this is what you got to bank on. Not somebody who's retired, who's less qualified, less experienced, and who's never been in a war room making those tough decisions.
You done? I ain't want to interrupt.
Yeah, you good.
I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to land my plane. I'm going to stop talking about it because we keep going in circles. Again, respectfully, I heard what you said, Brownsville. I believe, again, that point, the chief staff, that staff around that table is going to come up with the best decision and pass it through old boy who just got hired and give it to the president of the United States. Yes, the president of the United States wants the individual who aligns with him right there. Of course he does. I get it. But I still believe behind him, the whole staff is going to come with the best decision for the United States. And that's what I believe. And the majority of the country believes that. Because remember, he won the Electoral College and the popular vote. You just don't like it. But over half the country does. And we have to sit here and wait and see. No matter, yes, he's less qualified than CJ. Y'all CK, I don't want to disrespect his name. God forgive me. No disrespect. I agree with all that. That is true. He is less qualified. Yes, optically it looks bad. But we have to believe in our Constitution. We have to believe in Congress. We have to stand behind all that, right? It is checks and balance. Whether you believe it or not, that it's going to turn into a dictatorship, which it's not going to. It's not now. I land my plane.
I don't understand why they start talking about checks. I'm confused. This is how bad people want to have this dishonest conversation. Hey, this man firing somebody as a general to replace him with a non-general sounds crazy to me. Hey, I'm gonna fire this pilot to hire a pilot assistant. That's crazy to me. I don't understand how the correlation is not understood, but it's weird to me to even hear this argument go. PhD, I don't know if you want to jump in at this point right here. Thank you for being patient. Maybe you was in the shower. I don't know. But also, welcome to the show, Stan Autry. Good day. So, PhD,
Salute.
Yes, sir. So, PhD, you want to jump in at this part of the conversation, or what's your thoughts on Trump firing this 4-star general and hiring a non-general? Oh man, Peter's even got to work on her microphone again. All right, go ahead, Stan. What's your thoughts on the conversation at hand?
Hey, Sharon, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, well, I just wanted to salute everybody on the panel. And Brownsville, you're correct, right? So when you start shape shifting, right, on Joint Chiefs of Staffs and all that, right, it's really important. It takes a long time to get in those positions, and it takes a long time to establish relationships where everybody is in the world. So I don't know why the people that keep you safe and people talking about things don't understand how serious this thing is. It changes everything. It fired the naval of operations and all this other stuff. All these things matter. Now everybody got to get spun up real quick when your safety is at. I mean, I don't know, Sharon.
It's I'm not sure neither. But we could clearly see that one person is highly qualified, 4-star general, to somebody that's not even a general. And we saying we want the one that is less accredited to give that person a shot versus the person that is tried and true, that has actual experience versus somebody that do not have experience.
Stan, can I ask you a question? Because I take it you are a veteran, correct? Obviously, by your picture. And I can't see your face. I believe I saw your face.
Yes,
before.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and I'm not even trying to be funny. Of course, I've never been in the White House. I don't know. I've seen a lot of West Wing movies. I'm not gonna lie. So come on now. He's not gonna make that ultimate decision. There's gonna be other decision makers at that table. That's the only point I'm trying to make. That's all I'm saying. Yes, optically it looks bad. I don't know why they got rid of the gentleman. Of course, it looks bad, but honestly, there's going to be some powerful people at that table. That's all I'm saying. It's going to get through them. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Absolutely not. Hey,
Wow.
absolutely not. Because this is what happens, man.
Okay, talk to me.
Start moving.
His mic. What happened to his mic?
Yeah, he's probably driving. He's probably moving about. So
Now, Stan is another guy who's been to war. He's been to combat. He
I
knows
have
how
to.
these things work, right? And
Okay.
Otis, your point is moot when you consider that just because your premise is, well, we still got people sitting at the table that are experienced, right? However, you're ignoring the fact that the table has become weaker, right? So that's just like saying, hey, if I have 8 legs on this table and I remove one, will the table continue to stand? The answer is yes, the table will continue to stand. However, it's weaker when it had now than when it had 8 legs. Now it has 7 legs, right? So that's what you're ignoring, right? Yes,
Get that analogy. Yeah.
there's still some qualified people that's gonna be in the room, but
Okay.
guess what? You've made the room less qualified. You've made the room less experienced. You've made the room less decorated. And this is the national security of our country in which we are talking about, right? So
I get
that's
out.
what
Yes.
Stan Autry is trying to get through your skull, my brother. Take the Trump MAGA support away from your mind and just think about it
Can you please?
logically.
I am. Can you please take Trump out? Honestly, we got this conversation and leave Trump out of it.
no,
For
we
real.
can't. All right, so Otis,
Well,
the
what
reason why we
that's no point.
the reason why we can't, Otis, is because every time when we say was it a bad idea, you say, hey, give Trump a chance. Trump know what he's doing. If Trump say he's okay, then I guess he's okay. So you the one that's adding Trump decision making and saying that yes, we understand that this one general 4-star, he was once appointed by Donald Trump, did a great job for the past 8 years since Donald Trump hired him in 2016. However, now we are going to, it's okay to, we're just going to excuse the fire for somebody that's less accredited than the person that was in the job in the first place. That's why it's very difficult to take, because you are putting Donald Trump in and saying that we got to trust Donald Trump's decision making.
Well, he is the president. Again, call me naive, call me whatever. He is the president of the United States. I don't care if it was Kamala Harris and she made that decision. As crazy as it sounds, but let's keep it real. I don't care what president is in the position to make the decision. He made it, and that's who he chose. Again, optically, and this is coming from a conservative thinking person, because I believe I have conservative thoughts. So optically, it doesn't look good. I did admit that. But at the same time, being real, not being on those sides of the fence, not being double-minded, I have to sit back and be like, damn, he is the president. Let's see what he picked him for. And call me naive. It is some brilliant thinkers sitting around the table that good information is going to get to the president of the United States. We're not going to go to war. He's not going to put us in jeopardy. He's not. I don't believe he is. And over half the country believes the same thing. So that's where I stand on it. Seriously.
Hey, I mean, I don't think, if you don't think that we should have the best qualified person, you say, hey, we should just give it a shot because Donald Trump said it's okay, then, hey, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. Like the idea that Elon Musk could be auditing something when he never audited in his life is wild to me. That ain't your job. You ain't never did that a day in your life. You ain't never ordered shit. How the fuck can you be auditing
Hey,
something?
Sharon, I apologize. I had a phone call, brother.
No problem.
So what I'm saying, right? I worked in G33, right, at the division level, right, and had to report to a 2-star general, and then had to report to the 2-star general and sit in the meeting with the 4-star general over sitcom. I'm telling you, I sat in those war rooms and I've seen all this stuff that goes on. And it's more to it than I just assume somebody got qualified people in there. I'm telling you, anybody that ever served the uniform honorably for 35 years, if you look at my uniform and say to be continued on the next side, and I don't care about those accolades. I was in the trenches when the jail, when the people escaped from jail, and when the airport got hit and all that stuff. That was my latest tour. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. If you think for 1 second taking somebody that's been made relationships, know where everybody is, and they got connections, when you break that conduit, now you got somebody that, is crazy. In Brownsville, and I'm going to hand the mic back over. Brownsville, what did they tell us in the military? You don't talk your political stuff. You don't care who the president is. You can't do this. You better not put that propaganda. You running for this and that. You could not do that as a federal employee. Now, on a witch hunt, you better support me because they're looking at how you vote and how you register. They told us leave that political stuff out of it. It's the nation's security.
Facts. They told us to stay mission focused and leave politics alone because we have a mission to protect our country and protect the interests of our country, right? Which we all love. And so when I hear people try to give credence to this type of irrational decision making, it alarms me, right? Because you gotta be a better thinker than this. You gotta be less emotional and more rational and have an outlook of objectivity when you're looking at these decisions that's being made. See, I wouldn't be sitting here denouncing this decision if he fired General CQ Brown and he hired somebody who was as equally qualified, right? But that's not what happened. That's not what transpired. So beyond the logistics that my brother Stan Autry's talking about, beyond now you have to remake all these connections and establish all of this trust that General C.Q. Brown established, right? Beyond that, now you were dealing with somebody who is even less qualified, less experienced, less knowledgeable. That's the issue. And that is the danger when we make these irrational decisions at the highest levels of office. Peace and love.
And I also want to say this before you jump in, is that so like somebody says this, right? Easy. He says, Sharon, you never had a panel before he had a panel. So the problem with this comment is not, is I was a part of many of panels before I started my own panel. So I was already experienced with being and dealing with panels. And somebody said, hey, Sharon, you could take over the conversation. So therefore now I control my own show where I'm running a panel and conversation. So therefore, again, what I'm starting to see, a majority of people just do not understand what structure is. Right? They don't understand what it takes to actually run something. You don't put somebody in the room that is that has a lower ranking than everybody else and say you are the one that's running the job. If I'm on a construction site, nobody's going to look at the helper and says, hey, even though this is a journeyman, hey, journeyman, get down and let the helper run the job. This never happens. You don't put people that needs experience that now put somebody with no experience. So, and again, Ms. Bella, she's not understanding. We are not negating the fact that he's president. We are not, but we are still, since we are American citizens, we should be able to critique bad decision making, at least in the beginning of bad decision making. Now, if later on it comes out that me and Brownsville, Stan, and anybody else that stands with us that says that this is a bad idea, and later on we want to find out that it was a great idea, fine, then we could rehab this conversation. But at the moment when we just watching what is going on and we can see who is qualified and who is not, we should be easily to say, hey, this is a potential bad decision and it's a dangerous decision. You are taking a bet with people's lives, literally.
Yeah, and I agree, Sharon. Because at my point, man, I served on a lot of presidents, right? And you know, some of the decisions they was making and whatever, it wasn't about their political views, but it's my thing is has been in the armed forces. I mean, man, the mission. How do we accomplish the mission? And Brownsville can attest to it. He's been in situations, man, you know, and I'll share this with you, Sharon. I remember when I first went out in 2004, 2005, they told the American people that we was great. The soldiers are taken care of. Bruh, we went out there. They didn't have enough plates. Some of my partners, man, they was going out there putting up the radars, right? And they had two plates amongst them and they had to walk back to back to do it. And then when we had to make that travel, we had Humvees, and they said up armored vehicles. I mean, First Army, up armored vehicles for everybody. That's what the brigade commander came out there and said, and he flew off in his dang on chopper. And then guess what? They told us to pull over there. They put plywood on the damn doors, and they said paint it black. They said that's up armor. So I'm telling you, people that's been on the ground, we know how this thing goes, but we still had to fight the good fight. Stop listening to all the bureaucracy. I'm not knocking the president. Hey, salute to him. But we're just giving our vantage point and our experience, right? And maybe he chose right, maybe he chose wrong. But I'm telling you, they'll tell you one thing and have us out there with our ass hanging in the wind. But we still accomplished the mission, obviously, right? So I'm telling you, this is just a view from boots on the ground that we actually got to get thousands and thousands of people in and out, in and out. And you're not talking from them sitting in a chair. You got it, Sharon.
Hey, Sharon, real quick, I have to go, but for real, thanks for having me up, and I like having the conversation. But let me just say this real quick again. I know for real, optically it's bad. but give the man a chance. That's all I'm
No.
saying. That's all I'm saying. Nice talking to you, Brownsville. Holla at you, man.
Sharon, they never told me to give me a chance to bring them soldiers out. Hey,
Hey, Stan,
first
I wish
sergeant
Hey, I,
officer, give him a
listen,
chance.
Hey,
Nah,
Stan, I wish I
bro, they
could
never.
like give me a chance
come
to let
on,
me be
man.
CEO
Man,
for a
I
year.
was
Let
a
me see how
veteran
that works
too.
out.
I know
Yeah,
you way
give me
more
a
decorated
chance.
than I am, but I was a veteran too. I was in the first Desert Storm. I know you did way more. Thank you for your service. Trust me,
Hey
I'm
man,
not.
thank you for your service, man. But they never gave me that. I missed that dang on briefing. They
Yeah,
say, hey, give
hey,
you a chance. They say you better accomplish this mission,
All
op
right,
orders and all that stuff. Come on, man.
come
I
on.
agree. I agree with that, and that's why to me it goes back to I gotta go, man. Oh, okay, bye. Damn.
I think, hey, listen, I think the idea that that people cannot just see the writings on the wall. Hey, if you make this decision, is a great potential that you're gonna make this decision. It's gonna lead to that. This is how leaders look at things. If I say, hey, I'm gonna cheat on my wife, but I'm not gonna tell her. Everybody else is say, hey, Sharon, I don't think that's a good idea because it could lead to this, Y, and Z. But then I go and say, well, let's just see what happens. You just never know. Hey, she might not ever find out. Or that woman might be better. I don't know. Let's just wait and wait it out. Nobody said shit like that. But for some reason, that is okay to say, hey, even though this man is less qualified than the man he's getting rid of, let's see what happens. I mean, he is the president. Oh, no shit, Sherlock. We know he's the damn president. We also know he made bad decisions, like bankrupting a company 7 times in a row. Unless we're going to say that is good decision making as well.
Hey, Brownsville, you here?
Yeah, I'm here, my brother.
You understand the concept one third, two third, right? So,
Well, I'm just
th-
upset nobody gave me an opportunity to prove
oh,
myself
go
when
ahead. Hey, PhD.
applied for that job with the Air Force and was going up against a former '06, right? And so I was qualified. They had to interview me, but that person was more qualified. And so now I'm sitting here wondering why the fuck they ain't just pick me and give me a chance to show what the fuck I got just to prove myself.
I'm with you, D. I'm with you, D. Hey, hello, sweetheart. Hey, but
Hey,
hey,
man.
hey, hey, but that's what I'm telling you. So they get the time to plan, right? The officers and all that, right? And then we got to unscrew what the hell they said, and we got to go out on the mission. So I'm telling you, you got the planners and you got the executors, right? And we are on the execution phase of it. So I'm like, come on, man. It's about give me a chance. I missed that class. I missed that memo, Sharon. I promise you. I wish they would say, hey, first sergeant archery, go on out there. Hey, man, see what you can do. Man, please. They say
Shit.
you better accomplish the mission.
Hey, I wish I would have gone to a job site and say, hey, they're like, oh, so you got a mechanic? And I say, yes. But however, I'm going to try this new kid. I'm going to give him a chance. He seems very smart. He seems intelligent. I'm going to give him the chance to run this job site instead of this guy that been running job sites for the past 8 years because he's been in office for 8 years now, right? So we're going to give it to somebody. He hasn't done the work. He doesn't have the experience. However, let's just give him a shot. Man, it just doesn't happen in real life. It doesn't. However, they act like it is. They act like this shit is normal. And it's not normal. For I do not understand the lack of support of black people to black men. I don't understand it. It's weird for me, to be honest.
They giving y'all the formula though, right? So a 4-star general with black skin is the equivalent of whatever this guy's got, with his white skin. That's the equivalency there.
He's not even a general, Diva.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you don't have to be when you're white.
And
No, he's a general because he's a
no, he's
three
not a
star.
general. I looked him up. He's not a
No,
general.
he's a general. He's a 3-star general.
No, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's retired, right? And he's less experienced and less qualified.
Because when I looked him up, it didn't say he was a general at all.
Yeah, General Crane, he's a retired 3-star general.
Yeah, but hey, Sharon, what happens, right? If you unplug from the machine, it's a lot of stuff you're not keeping up with anymore because it's not your day to day, right? And what people got to realize, man, this is our safety, right? And if we don't think that's serious, I don't know what else to make it more serious, right? I mean, I don't know. But Otis got it. Let him go up there and he can be on the Joint Chief of Staff too. I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, and it just goes to show that Donald Trump is not afraid to go after anybody politically. It doesn't matter how qualified you are or how decorated you are. He said, "Hey, if you're not on the same ideology as me, you gonna get up out of here, and we don't care who you are, what you prove into this world." That's the truth of it.
Hey, Brownsville, you notice when they say veteran, right? Or they say combat veteran, two different things, right? So I'm like, come on, man. Something's not adding up, man. What's going on. And you making too many moves, man, especially with national security, man, you can really mess it up for everybody. And that's it, man. I'm not knocking the president. He's the president.
Right.
And we'd support him if I was still in uniform now. I would still support whatever, man. But we don't get in that political stuff because we got to put boots on ground. We got to go. So that's how it goes, man.
Go ahead, Diva.
Oh, I'm just impressed by the implicit trust that black men have in white men, right? They're gonna do the right thing. Just give them a shot. So yeah, and we know the white man has never done anything to harm black males or any other group, and so I'm just impressed by their ability to have that level of inherent trust in them.
Hey, Sharon, but I'll tell you this.
I'm 100% shocked, Stan, and I'm welcoming somebody to the show that probably actually has a more understanding of what's going on, and not just throwing shit against the wall. Welcome to
Let's
the
go.
show, Chaotic Truth Live. What is your thoughts on this crazy fire and hire?
Well, salute to you all. Positivity is definitely coming your way. I just got done live streaming, and it was a good day. And I've talked about the dear brother, the Joint Chief Charles Brown. He's actually one of my fraternity brothers, actually. And I knew it was coming. I knew it was inevitable.
Why?
He presided
Speak
over,
on it.
yeah. Well, he presided over a very woke military. He presided over a military that lost recruitment, failed to meet recruitment standards. Other than I think the Marines may have for like a quarter or two.
Only because they adjust their recruitment standards.
Yeah. He presided over a military that reduced physical requirement standards for women. And he himself was woke to a degree. And there was a video of him giving a woe is me, I walk into a room and I'm the only black guy speech. Now, obviously, he was doing that for theatrics. I wanted him to remain as the Joint Chiefs, regardless of who appointed him, because I believe the military is totally separate of the political spectrum, right? I would have not respected, but I would have hoped that Trump would have just said, hey, you know what? It's cool. But Trump told you what he was going to do. He was clearing house. And he fired him and put in a pretty much a less qualified individual, lieutenant colonel, I don't
Okay.
know. If, yeah, he has to go through the process through the Senate, but he will get confirmed. Um,
So at least you are willing to say that, because majority of the people, chaotic too, that we have in the conversation, they're not even willing to say that part. To say that this man is less qualified than this 4-star
yeah, yeah.
combat veteran. This is insane. Like we just saying what the
yeah,
facts are in the moment. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to just give you your props real quick and say, hey, it's just what it is. One person went to college, the other one didn't, and we can say who is. That's all. It's okay to say the truth.
yeah. I think the other guy is a lieutenant general or something, so he's less qualified. He doesn't have. I mean, he's does he have the stars? I have no idea, but he's less qualified, obviously through rank. Um, I don't know if it looks bad. I couldn't tell you that. I mean, I never served in the military, but it definitely sends a message to wokeism, to the old, I mean, not old guard, but to the deep state. You know, I don't know, man. You know, I kind of, again, man, I really wish that he would have just stuck with, General Brown. But anyway, but what say you, sir? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I
But
absolutely.
I got a question for Chaotic Truth real quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So my brother Chaotic Truth, first of all, peace and love to you, my brother.
Absolutely, man.
And the question is this: were you for or against Trump dismembering diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Oh, I was
For
definitely for 110% times two.
you were
Oh yeah.
for that, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
So how do you feel about him applying it in its reverse? Because essentially, when he fired General C.Q. Brown,
Yeah.
a black man, and hired in his place a less qualified white man, right? That is reverse DEI. Does that bring alarm to you on what his actual plan of action is? And how do you feel about that as a black man?
Well, I mean, again, I don't think it was a reverse DEI. You hire your friends. You hire people loyal to you. You hire individuals that won't undermine you. I mean, people want people around them who they can trust. Uh, and as a black man, I don't think anything of it. To be honest with you, I think that to a degree, as a black man, I would do the same thing. I want my allies around me.
But
And
chaotic truth, I thought it was about being merit based.
fair base. Yeah, I mean, to a degree, you can argue that point, but let's live in reality. We're animals. At least I think that we are animals, and we're gonna do animal stuff. And
Hey, also, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would prefer my friend be watching my back than a stranger.
Also, I'm saying is that if DEI was to push out for everything to be merit based, and then he takes away DEI and he said, "Hey, I don't give a fuck what your merit is. I'm gonna put my."
Well, I mean,
friend
well,
in place."
technically,
that's literally reversing DEI, right? Because DEI is supposed to be merit, and reversing is saying, "I'm going what you said. I'm putting my friend in there," and that's a very dangerous thing to do.
Well, technically, the presumptive nominee for Joint Chiefs, he's a lieutenant general, so he's just as much qualified. I mean, he may not have the command level that a 4-star general has, but he's qualified. I mean, people were talking about Pete, right? Pete Hegseth. He was like, oh yeah, he was just a lieutenant colonel, and he only had 15,000 people under his squadron. Yeah, I mean that is true. I mean, but according to the not Constitution, but I mean, he's 35 years old. He can fill the position of Secretary of State. I don't get why he would be unqualified to do it. Hell, I could do it, to be honest with you. Oh well, the Pentagon. I'm like, all right. So what? He's at the Pentagon. He's how hard is it to be the director of the Pentagon?
Hey, Sharon, this stuff is laughable.
This is crazy.
This is laughable. So I'm gonna tell you this, right? With all the DEI, affirmative action, and all that, right? And it was supposed to be merit based, right? Because I remember joining the military, right? And what ended up happening is that you had a bunch of people that looked like you and I, not CT. CT, he's on another level. He got his own category. Nah, respectfully, bro. But this is what happened. That whole thing, the good old boy network, right? How you got all these people and they will put someone over you that don't look like you and promote them and they don't have a clue, right? So it was basically it got out of hand because it was supposed to be merit based, giving people opportunities, right? But no one streamlined it. They started going left or right or whatever. No, because if you don't give them people the opportunity, the people that's doing the work, and then the person that you just pull from somewhere else, and you promote them over them, and they don't even know what the hell is even going on in the room, that's a problem. So I go with you, Sharon. It's supposed to be merit based, based on the merit.
Absolutely. And so, we got people that say things like this, right? I work for the government. DEI helped only 4% of black people. So now, when they took DEI away, what percentage of black folks did it affect? I'm pretty sure it's more than 4%. Like, literally. Like, we see it literally in our face, nonetheless. A 4-star general gets knocked out of his job by somebody that is less than him. And you want to tell me about DEI only helped 4%? How many people did it hurt? I just want people to just have this common sense. It's not about making somebody out. It's just what it is. If DEI only helped 4%, fine, we could say that. That's a good argument. Now, when you took it away, how many black people did it hurt? Way more than 4%.
How do you know that?
Because if it's hurting somebody that is highly qualified and they're getting replaced by their friend on the highest level in front of the world to see, imagine the people that is happening to that is not even being seen, that doesn't have any way to even voice their opinion of getting fired.
We're dealing with high level politics here, right? We're dealing with high level bureaucracy, right? Let's be honest. If you gain control of the government, you're going to put your friends in power. You're going to put your cronies, you're going to put your allies in power. All of us would. I know as men we would. So I can, oh yeah. Of course, if I gain control of the military and I had a cousin or a friend of mine who, I'm not going to say if he was an E3 or E4, but if he was an O2, I ain't gonna lie to you. I might make that motherfucker, Secretary of State. Yeah, O2. Well, he was an officer. Now if he's an E3,
You tripping?
Now hear me out. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Nah, he an E3. Who's an E3? That's a lieutenant, first lieutenant or whatever. I'd be like, hey man, he was in the military for a couple of years. I would do it if it was me. Well, CT, what about merit? Come on, man. Y'all living in
Man,
So
you
CT,
conflating. E3 is enlisted.
you put yourself on mute, CT.
E3
I
is
meant
enlisted.
to say O3. I meant to say O3, officer. I'm going to say officer, right?
But
If I had a
CT,
cousin-
here's the problem, CT, right? If you was to do it, they would ridicule you. They would say, hey, look at that. They would talk hella junk about you getting all your cousins from Zimbabwe and Akron, Ohio, and Cincinnati. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just thinking about the blackest places. You know what I'm saying? They would ridicule you. But on the other hand, this person doing the same exact thing, it's like,
Hey, Sharon, I'm gonna tell you this. I wish Brownsville was still up here. 0102, first lieutenant, second lieutenant, first lieutenant. You can't spell loss without LT. If you take a O2 and put them in some power, you might well just go ahead and cancel Christmas.
Why? Our founders, a lot of our founders were just 20-something-year-old kids. A lot of our presidents weren't educated.
Okay, we in 2025.
I understand that, but even still, none of our 2025 leaders hold a candlestick to our dear and beloved and beautiful founders who were. Oh, let me just finish.
Go ahead, brother.
George Washington didn't go to college like all of us did, and I'm certainly not on his level. even to this day, 300 years later. All I'm saying is, I didn't like the firing, and I knew Trump was gonna fire that. I said, I know he's gonna fire my brother. But the fact of the matter is that we all can't sit up here and pretend. And Sharon, I got plenty of family members who retired from the military. They didn't retire. I got my highest ranking family member who retired. He was a major. And if I was in political power, man, I put him as the head of something because I could trust him. Hey, man, I need this done. And the safety of the country depends on this. I need you to do this for me. I don't need, forget the bureaucracy, forget deep state. I need you to get this done. I could more or less depend on my cousin. Maybe, hopefully nigga won't undermine me. Just because a dude got some credentials, yeah, he may ask, oh, he was a 4-star general. Okay, so what? But maybe the major is better. That's my cousin, of course. The major who's my cousin. Well, he's not a general. He is a major. It ain't like he's a private or, a corporal.
Damn. Even that's crazy talk.
That's just me, man.
Damn, that's crazy. Welcome to the show, Dr. G.
TT laws.
What is your thoughts, Dr. G? How you doing today?
Give him my opinion.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? It's been a minute. I hope everybody is well. Hey, PhD, girl. We'll talk about how you've been killing it, honey. You've been killing it. I'm like, woo, diva, girl, over the last week or so. But yeah, no, listen, I'm just coming up as a part of the, sometimes we be behind crew. Trying to get context on the conversation. So he fired this brother, this 4-star general. Was there any context around the firing, or we're just simply talking about, hey, he's firing these people who have all this experience, and so, what's next? Is that what am I missing?
So what's going on is that he is firing people that does not fit his conservative ideologies. He is following with the whole Project 2025, and if you are not a conservative and you are following our conservative ideologies, fire! Put the flame to your ass. That's what he is doing.
So he literally just fired this brother, just like, okay, today you're fired? Nothing.
And he said, because you're not following conservative ideologies, so therefore you fired. Yes.
Wow. Because I was trying to look it up before I got on here and asked, you got to be diligent. You got the whole internet at your fingertips, right? So I was trying to look it up, but I wasn't really able to find anything about it.
Yeah, so and Chaotic broke it down actually pretty well, because he did do a lot of things. Like a lot of people might even say because of his position on George Floyd, it might have impacted his getting fired. But he was very understanding what was actually happening in America. Like Chaotic Truth also brought up that he also had a speech and candidly said, hey, I'm usually the only black person around in these high positions. So he was very understanding what was actually happening, and that he was not getting into these seats because of his merit base, right? He actually got fired because of how good his merit is. They actually said, okay, we're going to get somebody that has less merit than you to take your spot, is what is the American saying. I think it's a very dangerous game that Donald Trump is playing with firing so many people that do have some kind of merit and replacing these people with less merit. That's insanely crazy. And also the people that you are replacing with less merit also has less melanin. That's also weird too.
Yeah. Wow.
I ain't saying this, I don't believe in coincidences, Chaotic Truth, but I'm just saying.
Right. I did want to ask, why isn't, a personal relationship ever the explanation for when unqualified black people occupy positions, right? It's never, they friends with so-and-so. It's DEI, right?
Right.
And so it's just crazy the excuses we'll make for white people.
One thing I can say, K.I. didn't give them excuses. He said, hey, listen, if I was in power, I'm giving my cousin the job over the 4-star general. So at least he's one black person that would say, hey, I'm going to give it to my cousin just because he's my cousin. Because most of these black people are like, no, I'm going to get the best person that's qualified. Usually that's a white man. That's what they usually say, which is weird. It's a scary thing to hear black men actually fight for the ending of something that, regardless if it only helped 4%, those 4% that it helped, it was more than what it was before. So even if it started at 4%, it doesn't matter. It helped us at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't know why we trying to act like it didn't help. That's the most idiotic thing I ever heard. Imagine Chaotic Truth saying, "Hey, I don't want to invest in that no more because it made my portfolio move up by 4%." That's the most. These people don't really understand what percentage really mean.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. You know how much? Listen, man. Listen, you buy a stock and it go up 4%. That's a win.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
So the fact that they try to downsize that 4% out of the how many millions of human beings that we have in this country, 4% of that. Come on, it's a lot of human beings that's affected by that. Why are you not recognizing that? Why are you so white? How is it that Chaotic Truth understands that? Hey, listen, 4% is the needle moving, and you don't.
Well,
and people say Chaotic Truth is like, but he understands that 4% is in the right direction towards 10%.
Yeah.
This is fucking crazy. Chaotic Truth would say, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna put my major cousin over any goddamn general if he my cousin." And y'all can tell me whatever you want to say. How y'all black motherfuckers don't understand that?
I think, Shirai, the idea of merit or a merit-based system, it feels good. Oh, a merit-based. I earned my way, But at the end of the day, we are humans. We are greedy. I believe, in my opinion, we are nothing but animals. And things don't apply when it comes to, I rather have my own family watching my back than some stranger. Now, if worst came to worst, I want to get the kid from Harvard. I want to get the kid who's a 010 or a general. But at the end of the day, you can really only trust your family.
Absolutely, he is. At this moment, he's absolutely more aware for 100%. He understands, like, I gotta get my family in there first, and they are acting like they don't understand it. Like maybe I don't get it, but a very wise woman told me, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
Hey, Sharon. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know why. When you're talking about security, right, for the country, right, it's a whole different ball game. But I will say with chaotic, right, he's right. He's totally right.
Absolutely.
On a lot of the points he's making. But I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of people think that the military just makes soldiers out of a cloud. Man, I dedicated 35 years of honorable service. The children that came out that it was broken and all that, and nobody even cared, right? And then they managed to thrive, right? So I get it. But at the end of the day, what end up happening is that these are still human beings out here trying to take care of our security. And when you start making moves so fast, trust me, I've been in when they changed this and all these laws and all this stuff, and we had to adapt and overcome. However, for our safety, it was always mission first. Anybody that's ever been in the military is mission first. We don't care who's in political power or what's going on. We don't make these soldiers out of the lab. And when Chaotic said, "Oh, they lowered the standards for this and that," because you know why? Because nobody was served. Everybody want to be a YouTube influencer. Everybody wants to do all these other things. People, they say that's the last thing I want to do is to serve in the military. So how do a job get employees? If they standards are so high, what do they do in the civilian world? Hey man, the guy need to be able to lift 150 pounds. And then they say, well, we ain't got nobody can lift 150 pounds. And they reduce it down to 100 pounds because the machine got to keep feeding the machine. I mean, man, to look at it. Look at over our demographic in the United States. How many people could really qualify according to the standards even right now, although, and I agree with chaotic, true, that it lowered down. How many people can even meet that benchmark? But we still need safety. And I land the plane there.
Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I just find it interesting. Even with the Joy Reid situation, I think that's interesting as well. Another person that possibly got fired because of her political affiliation.
Did you
It's
play the
weird.
clip?
Which clip?
Joy Reid crying.
Damn, I did not have that clip. Where was it?
Let me see if I can find that clip for you. Joy Reid crying. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
And did she explain why she was crying too?
Yeah, I mean, she didn't accept it was like some sort of contractual negotiation. She didn't accept it. So they went with the lower paying people. They went with Simone Sanders.
God damn.
Let me find it. Let me see.
Thank you, chaotic, true.
Simone is replacing Joy Reid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Let me
I
see.
find that interesting.
Go ahead, Dr. G. Why's that?
I put it in the private chat for you, Sharon. Yeah, she's in there crying. Like, shut up. You're making millions of dollars a year to hate on Trump, hate on the Republican Party, hate on the right, spread lies, be pro-Palestine, and then you want to sit there and cry because you didn't accept it. Your ratings are low. CNN can't pay you the big bucks anymore. They gave you an ultimatum. You said no. And they said, hey, screw you then, chick. We don't care about you. Yeah. You see it?
God damn. I'm about let's go. We gotta check it out together. That was crazy. Oh my goodness. Joy. Let's see what Joy talking about.
And that I'm sorry.
Oh, here we go.
What I was doing. In the end, I'm sorry. I try not to cry on TV. And I say this like me on TV, so I apologize. And then it kind of, and then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment that of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them, or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Well,
she's a good crier. I give her that. She's not an ugly crier. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Well, the left, this is what they wanted for, I would even say, over a decade. They've done nothing but bash the right. They've aligned themselves with our enemies, Palestine being one of them. This woman has aligned herself with movements that are just absurd, LGBTQ, trans. Ratings went low because the country is more nationalistic, because the very same woman that she advocated for in her show, Kamala, dissolved our southern border. People became more patriotic. They stopped watching CNN. CNN ratings tanked. let's go with Simone Sanders. We could probably pay her $20,000 a year instead of paying this mammy $2 million a year, and that's what you get. She's crying because she doesn't have any more power anymore. Yeah. And not only does she not have any more power, nobody cares about those liberal tears anymore. You know, those days are over too. I mean, you know, let's be honest. If you're not really like a cute young female, like 19, crying, nobody really cares. I mean, she looks like me crying.
Hey, you a nut.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You are a nut for that
Nobody
one. Yeah, I think I think her get. I mean, if the ratings is low, then the ratings are low. Then at least that's understandable. However, if you can't fight because of her political position that she disagrees, and she's able to substantiate why she disagrees, I think that's foul.
Yeah,
that would be crazy. But if it's low for real, then I guess I have nothing to say about that part. Hey, it is a business at the end of the day. But Trump got people scared, man. He's using his power to politically, he's politically killing people. And I thought America was not about that. I thought we was able to say what we wanted to say.
Yeah.
So that's the part that's scary for me. Okay, fine. The ratings might tank a little bit because the whole country believe in Donald Trump. Fine. But eventually when they see that the tariffs ain't going to work the way how he say it's going to work, just the way how it did the first time when he did it, when the agricultural world got hit the hardest with billions of dollars lost and people had to close up their farms. And then now again we're seeing all these people all the farmers that voted for Donald Trump, they over here crying because now all their government funding is held up, and that's where most of the farmers get their money from. When you are a business person, you're trying to get products from different countries because it's cheaper for another country to do it, and then people believe that tariffs, that the country is paying for the tariffs. No, you get the bill. They say, hey, you paid $400 for this part, and now the U.S. tariff, it don't say tariff, it says the U.S. government bill is now another $75 is what to get. So you're going to have to pay that $75 for it to be released into you. But most people ain't doing business, so they don't have no fucking idea that tariffs actually go to the business owner, not to the fucking country. You get to pay. The weirdest things when I seen that, when you see that goddamn bill, Chaotic Truth, I tell you what, all those people that say, yeah, the tariffs is good. Let me see you get that goddamn tariff bill. You still tell me it's good.
Sharon, I got to get up out of here.
Yes, sir.
Now, how long are you going to be live?
I'm not sure. You know, it depends on how good the conversation is going. You know what I'm saying? How many people can actually disagree properly? A lot of people just talking.
Can you highlight T's comment for me?
Tia?
T, just T-E-E. Chaotic. Joy was on MSNBC, not CNN. Get it right if you want to be taken seriously. Thank you for correcting me, T. Sharon, have a good one, buddy.
So that is my only issue with it, is that a lot of people, they just talking. They don't actually know what's really going on. That's my real issue that I have with a lot of people. They don't understand how it's really affecting Americans on a day-to-day basis. It's scary, disheartening that these people are not understanding what's going on. Lord have mercy. But hey, listen, if you go against Trump, I might get my channel took it because I said something about Trump the way how these people talking. Oh my God, Sharon, you said Trump didn't make a good decision. Jerome want to know, is Dr. G going to talk? They tired of Sharon talking. Goddamn.
I'm having connections. I'm issues. I'm moving around so much, but no, I was really, thank you for the recap, because I wasn't understanding. I mean, I understood from your title that it was something, egregious that he done, but I didn't know exactly what it was. And I wasn't able to really find anything when I tried to do a quick Google search, but yeah, this error, I was talking to a colleague of mine, a black brother, and I liken it to the Reagan era, and I was young during that time, but I just remember the adults and this whole doom and gloom sort of energy from them. You know, when Reagan was in office, it feels like it gives me that same feeling, you know, as I had as a child, but of course today as an adult. And it wasn't good. I remember that very well. And so the more and more of this stuff that's happening, it again, it's just sort of reaffirming those old feelings. I know you're kind of young, Sharon. Maybe you don't really understand or remember that time.
Now the Reagan years, we made a lot of money in the Reagan years, doing things that you ain't supposed to be doing. So yes,
Right, for sure. Yeah, which ended up being a part of that whole era's scheme. You know what I
yes.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we made the money and then we paid in dividends with the destruction of our community, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
And so, like,
crazy.
easy again, talking nonsense you don't know. So this is the problem that a lot of people don't understand. This is the reason why eggs are so much goddamn money. They just don't understand. If the business owner is going to pay more, then now they got to charge more to the customer. And so what they don't understand is that America cannot compete with these other places. So therefore, they're just going to pass on that tariff on to the customer. So for example, another thing that Donald Trump is drill, baby, drill. If the other countries drill, baby, drill with us, they could sell a barrel for all the way down to probably $12, $15. Well, America, we have a market cap of probably $40, the cheapest you could sell a barrel. That will hurt our economy tragic. Man, listen. I don't know why people think that they be knowing something when they don't, but it's crazy to me. We cannot compete. They got people literally working in goddamn factories with open toe shoes. Do you see how people in China live, in Hong Kong, how they live? They literally live in this thing called coffin apartments. Where I don't know if people been in on a cruise before, but that's about as big. Yo, those people apartments as big as the cruise ship bed. You can't stand up in there, nothing. You actually got to crawl into it. Y'all not understanding. Y'all do not understand what's really going on out there. Y'all be thinking y'all seen those pictures of Cuba and DR. Oh, look how pretty it look. You go over there and see how pretty it don't look. All these goddamn buildings falling down. That place where they got all those goddamn umbrellas. Shit. Like that building gonna fall down at any moment.
Hey, Sharon.
Yes.
I'll tell you this. You watch the power play. Fired all the inspector generals, right? Okay. The Consumer Protection Agency gone. I'm telling you, any redress you have, it's gone. And most people can't afford a lawyer to go do these things. That's why these agencies was there. Now they will streamline you. You lose your house, your cars, and everything, trying to go find a lawyer, and it's going to end up with you broke. And we don't see all this stuff that's moving that gave you the opportunity. You can call someone on the phone. And EEOC, right? Something I'm intimate about, and and I was equal opportunity deputy manager and all that stuff for the military. But the EEOC, we worked on that because it was civilian as well. I'm telling you, when they take all that away, you better not say anything because you can't afford to. We got to watch it, man. This is a bigger move than people seeing the play that's going. And once all that stuff is gone, we go back to zero. And more so, us as a people go back to zero. I land the plane there.
Awesome. And I think a lot of people actually believe that, this whole idea that tariffs will motivate competition. They really believe that, but that's not how business actually works. So most people don't even realize the reason why the Tesla car is so cheap now. Do you know why the Tesla car is so cheap now, by any chance? Anybody on the panel?
Government subsidy or something?
Absolutely not. It was because Elon Musk realized that people like Rivian and Lucid was actually making cars that was at the same competitive level as him. And so he said, God damn it. I know one way I could kill their market share by producing the same car for double less than what they are paying. So they got the Lucid Air. The car is $150,000. Now you got the goddamn day version of it, right? The Tesla Model S, the crazy one. That one is only $50,000. They both the cars do the same thing, 0 to 60 the same. They both have full autonomy driving. They both have, they have all the same features, but this one is half than that one. Which one are you gonna buy? Are you gonna buy the Lucid or the Tesla if you was into electric cars?
Tesla.
That's what actually happens. So the other countries are gonna make sure they keep it cheaper than what you can compete with. Lucid cannot compete with that price. There is no way in the world Lucid can sell they top of the line Sapphire car for $60,000. It's not possible. But since Elon been pushing out this shit, he already built his factories. He already almost bankrupted the company so many times. He got so many loans that now he got his own factory in the US and they could build the cars faster than anybody else. So therefore, he could bring the price down and say, hey, I dare you to compete with me in price. Just to give somebody like Easy a business lesson real quick. Because they swear that they are so smart, they actually know something and they don't. They just regurgitate information that they heard from somebody else, which is sad to hear, instead of doing their own research or maybe even starting their own business and try to do it themselves to see how it actually works. Some of these people actually think that a Gucci shirt and a goddamn gilded Quan shirt is a different quality. Well, it's only really dumb the way how they react to the goddamn clothes is the quality difference.
Hey, Sharon. Hey, at PhD, but I got a question for you, if you're there.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the thing, right? Um, it used to be a time when your profit, right? Mean that what you take home, right, as a business, if you walked away with 15 to 20% of the profit, they was like, yes, the NASDAQ was chin back in the day. Now it's 75% and 80% profit. And guess what? They took everything offshore. I'm telling you, that was the biggest head trick on the planet. They figured out a way to take 15 to 20% that we cheered about, and then we went to 80%. So, how do you, and this is a question for you, PhD, Diva, how do you put the genie back in the bottle? Where they got to reduce from 80 back to 20%. How can you?
I would love you breaking up, Stan. I would love for Easy to hit the link and actually prove what he's
Uh,
saying. Diva, did you get a gist of what he's asking?
He was breaking up a little bit. Can you repeat the last part? What was the
yeah,
actual question? How can we put
you know,
Go
the
ahead.
genie back in the bottle. That when it was 20% was great, and now they're making 75 to 80% profit.
Oh,
How do you have them to regress back that way to the left?
you're gonna have to eat them. You have to eat the rich.
Thank you, PhD. Thank you,
I ain't gonna work
PhD.
with y'all. They got too much. But I get it. People like Izzy think that even though I guess maybe he has a degree in business, it's weird to hear somebody like Easy have a degree in business if he actually does have a degree in business and he don't understand these little things. But it goes to show that people that have degree in business don't actually know how to do business. You could run a business and say, hey, I need this done, and we could put this out because the market says this, that, and the third. But you to run a business and start your own, those are two different things. Most people that have a business degree don't actually have a business. And that's not what a business degree is really designed for necessarily. So, I don't know. It's just weird to see it. It's just so weird to me that people want to just disagree with truthful information. Donald Trump literally almost killed the whole agricultural business in America. And now he's doing it again. Like farmers are literally like, don't know what to do. They're about to lose their farms. Literally. We got Chinese people on a goddamn corner selling eggs. I don't even know where they're getting them from, Diva. They are selling eggs like it's goddamn crack.
Are people buying them?
Yeah. Those the few the few people that snuck over here, Diva, they ain't selling mangoes and hot sauce anymore.
It's eggs.
It's eggs. Eggs is hot right now. What? You gotta walk. So you see anybody? Go ahead, Doc.
I was just gonna say the way these planes falling out the sky got me considering a new line of work.
Right. That's it. I ain't going nowhere until they get to the bottom of this.
You know what I'm saying? I was all over the place. So I missed y'all last week. Coast to coast kind of flying. And I'm like, Lord, okay, like I don't think this is the way I'm supposed to go, but I made sure my kids knew what the policy was and how to make sure to take care of the business, because it's like that. Like in the last couple months, like 10 crashes or something.
What? Well, they are highlighting it a lot, Dr. G, but actually it's right on par with the national average. It's actually lower than last year.
Really?
At this time?
Yeah.
I looked it up. It said we hadn't had a crash since like 2016.
Right.
Like, so the accidents that normally happen around this time of the year, it's around the same amount. I was even talking with a pilot yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, this is like normal stuff that happens. They just highlighting it more." He lets you fly.
Well, I know the propaganda thing that they'll do that. They'll highlight it, so you know.
Yeah, it's plane accidents happen like this all the time. The one that's like happened in Philadelphia, that was like crazy, you know what I'm saying? But as of airplane accidents, is around the normal average, especially the ones that's on the runway and stuff like that. Easy keeps saying that he fully understands, and he's saying, I'm saying my opinion, where he didn't say nothing of value of substance yet. It's so effing weird, to be honest with you. I don't know. I think some people just really afraid to have their own thought patterns of what's actually going on, and when they start getting hit with like some truthful thoughts, they just run away from that shit. They just run away from the truth. They're like, nah, I can't. They even start saying some truthful things that, hey, this is what's actually going on. They be like, my heart, y'all bashing black men. It's like, what? What are you talking about? And then as soon as we talk about a black man that's possibly lost his job because he's possibly black, oh, so now y'all care about black men? Like, what?
You race baiting.
Make up your mind, sirs. Which one is it? Even if we are the male back, so wouldn't that make the other people that is so about all of they are for the black man and they not talking about this black man losing his job? What that makes them? If we the bad ones,
right?
These people are so smart.
Hey, Sharon.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this. It's always a trickle down effect. All these federal workers losing their jobs that had contracts, right?
Mm,
It comes all the way back down to you.
absolutely, it
It's
does.
coming back down to you. Um, so I'm like, man, we just watch things go on. Well, it ain't hit me yet. Because
Mm,
it's coming down. Where are those people going to go? All those workers that lost their job, obviously they got a security clearance to work in the federal government and do all that stuff.
mm,
Now, where's your job going to go?
mm. Great question. Now to really confuse things, welcome to the show, KT the GOAT.
Well, I gotta be the godfather of confusion. That's crazy.
I don't know why you do it. You like it. I don't
Hey,
know.
I'm here. I'm here for the knowledge gathering, my brother. I'm just here marinating. You want to know something though? I want to give you a shout out. I met your main op this week, and
Oh shit. Which one is that?
Angry Man.
Oh,
I was
okay.
actually on the panel with him a couple days ago.
Mm.
He's an interesting fella, to say the least. I'll say that.
Did he yell at you?
Kinda.
I know he did.
I mean, he's an angry man. He lives up to his name. I'll say that. But yeah, it was. I actually joined the show because the topic was you. And
What was the topic?
Something about you. I'm not gonna lie. I literally seen your name on there. It wasn't on his channel. It was somebody named Izzy something. I don't.
Oh, is he blind? Is he broke? Okay.
Yeah, and he had Angry Man on there, and I was just in the chat talking, and he was like, "Yeah, I seen you from Sharon's panel and stuff," and he was like, "Shit, you want to come up here?" And I was like, "All right."
He tried to.
They was gathering the ops for you, Sharon.
They was trying to recruit him, Doc.
Yeah, like I told them, I'm in defense of you. I'm not against neither one of y'all. If anything, like I told them, I just want to see why y'all got a dislike of the man. You know what I'm saying? Like if everybody disagree with what they saying, I don't know why y'all don't talk with each other, having shows about each other. But hey, it is what it is. It was a beautiful experience.
Well, because when you start talking to them, you want to understand that they don't really disagree with me.
Hey, you want to know some honest shit? The funnier
thing
is they ended up arguing about the man or the woman, the baby getting more from the man or the woman, and they were agreeing like more comes from the woman. So I'm like, well, if y'all saying he's like this woman lover, like purely woman lover, it's just fuck niggas, and I'm part of my language, but you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I don't get how y'all kind of agree with, like, are y'all mad that it's like not, y'all, I guess, per se? I don't freaking know.
Absolutely. Like majority of them are not they do not disagree with me. They just don't like me. And they try to find ways.
That's the vibes I got. It was more or less like they don't like you as a person rather than what your talking points are, but it kind of confused. I mean, you know how people are. They can't decipher their emotions and shit.
I mean, I can understand how you was able to recognize that because you do it very well yourself. But
hey, I hold my thoughts back. I don't get too emotional.
So why did he yell at you? What were you saying wrong that made him yell at you?
Oh yeah, we kind of got into the topic of him having Myron on it. He was saying like, why niggas think I'm supposed to defend and act like I'm supposed to? And I was saying like, bro, you got to understand, like, if you out here acting like anybody come on your show, because I went back and started trying to watch your shows, and he popped up on the thing anyway, so it's kind of crazy. But I'm like, bro, on your shows, like somebody come up there and say something about black people, usually you on their ass. And now you saying, well, I'm fucking with Myron and Myron getting the money, and basically you saying like you trading in your morals for a buck. Like you can't be mad if niggas gonna be mad at you for that, because you literally out here admitting, fuck that, I don't care, this nigga putting me on. Yeah, and then he got angry, man.
I got somebody in okay, I got you. I got somebody in the back. They want to stay in the back. I think they trying to talk to you private at Diva. So yeah, I think it's actually very weird how they really agree, but they just upset that they ain't coming with it first, or people are not responsive to when they say it versus when I say it, or whatever the case is. I'm not really sure what's the jealousy part of it, where is it really coming from, where it stemmed from. But it's not about the things that I say. It's about who I am as a human being. And it's just a weird thing when you actually hear them talk and they kind of agree with what I'm saying. It's very weird.
Oh, no, they all the way agree with what you're saying. I like I said, I'm really not a YouTube person. Like literally, your panel is one of the first panels I've ever been on in my life. So it's kind of odd that I even getting in this space. But again, like I was telling them, and even I think I may have said to you, or if I didn't, I'll say it now. I'll be here more for the knowledge than anything. Like. Not saying it like that, but I can't go against something I don't understand. You get what I'm saying?
Awesome.
Period.
So do you know about CQ Brown? Have you heard about this man?
Who the fuck is that?
Damn. Well, he just got Donald Trump just fired him. He was joint chief.
Oh, you talking about this? The head of it was head of something.
Yes, of something that is very important to the way how we live in America. Yes.
Yeah, I'm about to say something federal. He is head of something federal. Yeah.
Diva, this shit is crazy.
I can't remember what you. I ain't look at his name, but I seen how. I mean, I heard y'all talking a little bit how he's a black dude or whatever. But I seen earlier. You know how the newspaper is. They've been putting it out all day. He fired these people. It was him and a woman, I believe. And,
oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay. But so you don't really care about it. You're like, hey, as long as I'm building my houses, that's the only thing that matters.
Nah, man. You know that ain't, bro. Like as I say, my personal plight, if anything, would be for us as blacks as a whole. So I mean, I do care, but I also can't sit there and, no offense, even with like us having talks, debates, or whatever. If you have a set opinion, you can't really sway that opinion, right? And like, no offense, we know, I ain't gonna say we know, but I think people should know Trump ain't for us. And I ain't saying that just because he's a black thing. I mean, a black-white thing. Like, he's a billionaire. His career is built off of fucking people over to get ahead. So I don't understand why people would think him and Elon Musk getting together would improve us as people. Like, no, they don't give a fuck about the little man. So. Yeah, hopefully those people learn from their mistakes. That's what the fuck I
Hey, but believe it or not, a lot of people believe that he is for us as a people. They get that part confused. He all about that paper. And hey, hopefully we could get through it and nothing dramatic happens and we could just hopefully the house market would go down. I don't know what's going on with DC. Did you see all those houses that was sold in DC?
Yeah, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
What is that?
We're not. I can't say what it was. I don't know, right? But this is what I will say. We will be idiots if we sit here and think, like, not saying you, but like how you brought up saying just hopefully no, something's drastic gotta happen. Or at this point, and it's not just a black thing, maybe just the poor people, period. If you're not in that elite class, we will all become slaves. That's what they're trying to do. I mean, Project 2025, we see that Trump's literally initiating that plan. We know what that's about. Or if you've researched it, you know what it's about. So I'm saying, like, yeah, they're either we fight back or we die at this point. That's
God damn. Hey, Diva, did you see all those houses being sold in DC?
No. What happened?
What
happened?
Man, Diva, everybody that got those any house that was 600,000 up, and anybody that had those positions of power out there in DC, they wound up selling their goddamn property.
No, for sure. And I mean, this
within,
what
I think within a month and a half.
Really?
Yes. It wasn't over time. It was really quick.
Really, and that's why I said,
we don't know what it's for though, Diva. I just, I don't believe in those coincidences. I just think, I think over 100 is a ridiculous amount too, by the way, of these top dog houses being sold, not just like
regular people houses.
No, it's $1.5 million house, $6 million, the big dogs. I think the cheapest house was like 700,000. So who the fuck is buying them? That's number 2. And why y'all all selling it? Number 3. Who the hell y'all going?
Listen, now that's what I'm saying. Again, we may not know why, but this is what I'm gonna say, right? DC is filled with the government people, the inside entity. If you lose your job, that wouldn't be a reason for you to just move, right? Like you could still probably get something in that area, keep you going. I think personally, these people in the government know what the fuck's about to happen in terms of some crazy shit. And they like, yeah, let me get the fuck away from this area. Cause then soon there's probably gonna be some, I ain't trying to fearmonger. I don't want no war type shit, but people might fuck around and attack DC at this point. Like it's hey man. Real man.
I don't know what we could conclude from that information, but that information was scary when I seen it. I was like, what? I was like, so many houses were sold there. Why? I thought because it was cheaper, so I thought like something happened in the market. You feel what I'm saying, Diva?
Mm-hmm.
But that ain't what happened. It ain't had nothing to do with the damn market. Them people was getting rid of it and they got out of there.
Well, I did see something scrolling on YouTube. One of the real estate people that I sometimes watch. I didn't stop and watch the video, but it was saying something about like the private equity firms and banks like pulling out of housing at a very quick pace. And so I said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go back and watch that to see what's going on."
Yeah, we gotta watch that. You want to send that one to me too? I might have to watch that one too. I want to see what was that person's conclusion, because that's how we kind of get to some kind of conclusion. We get as much information, the bad, the good, the indifferent, the false, the right, the wrong, and then we can try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
I'd like to know that information too. I'm actually currently in the real estate market, right, as a buyer.
Mhm.
And I'm coming up on so many properties that are corporate owned and owned by, you know what I'm saying? And I've known this is the case because you've been talking about it for the last few years. Anybody who's talked about real estate, they've talked about the fact that these corporations or these businesses are buying up the property, right? And I'm running into that, no disclosures on the home because they don't know anything about it. So they just want to sell it as is. And get it off their chest, make the profit and move on. No matter what's going on with the home, they want the buyer to assume responsibility of finding out. And I'm just like, no. So yeah, I'd be interested in that information too.
Okay.
Just as a buyer in the market today.
yeah, it's definitely something strange going on in the neighborhood. Who are you gonna call? I definitely want to do. I've been doing some research about it for sure. Venus said a lot of people leaving the U.S. At least that's what they make it seem like. I don't know how true it is. And they make it seem like people are leaving though. I don't know how true it is. Hey, listen.
Well, it's a bunch of channels that's dedicated to folks who want to get out. Like, it's a whole bigger, it's the time is now and you must go, especially for Black women, particularly. These channels are, showing you where you can go and how you can live. And they're even helping you they're professing to help you to, move out and establish residency in other countries.
Until you walking around and spiders fall on your goddamn head. Like why is it raining? Why is it raining spiders? What the fuck is this?
Or whatever the case may be, because you don't know where you are and you're not accustomed to, like.
Why is the toilet all the way on the floor? I gotta squat all the way down there.
Yep.
Man.
Don't fall in.
Like, damn, I gotta go pretty far. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey.
Well, just as an additional place for y'all to go, I watched something today where Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso they offering citizenship. It's a pretty quick timeline though, and they said you got to be there to get it. Like when they do it, you have to actually fly over there and be there for the ceremony. But if y'all looking for somewhere to run to, that may be a good place for you, just because everything's new and they're starting a lot of stuff. Like he just opened up a state-of-the-art hospital. It's supposed to be like one of the best hospitals in Africa at this point.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, they're in Africa.
Okay. What country?
Niger.
And it don't got shit in the streets, do it?
There is some shit in the street, probably not as much as Nigeria though. They aren't that high up on the list, so.
I don't want to get beat up.
Nah, even Nigerians agree with that. They know they rank #1 for shit in the street. They just surpassed India. It's over for them.
Oh, so you did some research.
Oh yeah, nah, for sure.
So,
Yeah, but
Diva,
they
are
be
you
getting
considering?
offended. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you, are you considering, because you were talking about real estate over there, right? A few months back, I guess. Are you considering that as one of the places?
I hadn't really considered. I just watched this today. When I was talking about real estate, it was over in Jamaica. So,
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah, but I don't know. I would have to give it some major thought. But I could see that there would be like a lot of good business opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to be selling blow darts?
Shirai, you are, man,
But
you are out of your mind.
I can't help it sometimes. I can't. But yeah, my cousin, she just bought some land in Ghana, and they building up a house over there. And I was thinking about buying a plot next to her. I'm not sure.
Wait, that's where JT the bigger figure was? I thought he was somewhere over in East Africa. Are you sure he was in Burkina Faso? Okay. Because I do remember him leaving, but I thought he was over somewhere in East Africa.
Thank you, MJ. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna date. I don't know why they act like I'm gonna turn away some money. I ain't turning away no money. God damn it. If Elon want to give us some Doge money, hey, I'll take it. I'm gonna spend it the best way I can. Yeah. I might just buy a house in Sicily with that money.
Okay, and go over there and rehab it.
And learn some Italian. I just don't want to be walking around all those goddamn hills, Diva. Shit.
Why not? You're a runner. You could do it.
Right.
You're gonna be in the best shape of your life.
Right.
Everybody driving Vespas. I gotta get a little car. I can't even have a big truck anymore. I don't know. Driving a little Fiat. But the water over there looks nice from the pictures I've seen. I haven't been there yet, so.
Okay.
You been to Sicily?
I have not. No. Europe is a place I really don't want to visit.
Yeah,
I know, me either, Diva. That's funny.
Yeah, you sound like Brownsville. Hey, look, every time he like, hey, listen, I'll go where we at.
Right. That's pretty much my MO. I've been to Asia, but only because I've been invited by people several times. So
that's his main thing. He said, I'll go where we at. He said, it's different. He said, I feel safe around my own people. You know,
I'm with you, Brownsville.
It's like, I feel you. Because you ain't gonna get me to go to Russia. I don't care.
Hell nah.
No, ain't nobody leaving. He talking about, so y'all leaving. No, Cody.
If we find a proper place, you never know, Cody. I don't know. We're gonna start our own little congregation.
Ooh, a cult, yes.
Yeah. And all the ladies' first name is gonna be Aset.
You ain't gonna never let that lady live that down.
That Jay was crazy. Oh boy, that was too funny for me when she said that. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, she was all the way in.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. But then also I like the whole farm idea too. So
I do too, at least in my mind.
Me too. It's in my mind for sure. Because once I gotta grab a goddamn horse's hoof and try to straighten it out. Well, why am I doing this shit for? I'm just it's a goddamn wild animal. What happened when you just run around in the wild? Shit. Who fouling down your goddamn hoof?
They have some early mornings too, right? They up before the sun. And my little stint at gardening showed me why. Like, you have to. It gets hot very quickly. It's a lot of shit out there, like mosquitoes and stuff. That's why gardeners be wearing all those clothes. So yeah.
Dealing with the goddamn goats. Shut up. I want to hear that shit today.
I know they got to be up extra early.
I already got to listen to KT ass. I want to listen to you too, goat.
I found the cutest, like the little, I mean, it's not a farm, but it's on a half acre. out in what would be considered the country here, although it's being developed really quickly. So in about 3 to 5 years, it probably won't seem much like the country.
Mm.
But it was so cute and everything. And I'm like, yes, I'm putting an offer. And then you read the details, and it is on a septic and a well water.
I don't mind the well water.
What's wrong with the
Septic.
septic?
I don't know nothing about that.
Don't
Yeah,
you have to get it pumped every so often, like every 10 years or some shit? You got to get something done to it.
yeah. We just gotta make sure
and
just regular maintenance and make sure that the enzymes is still alive, eating up all the shit.
So ain't no
But the-
shit gonna bubble up in the backyard.
Hopefully not. I mean, anything's possible, you know. Anything, you know, I'm not gonna say that. Anything's possible.
Right. I'm like, well, now I don't know about all of this. Okay. That might be a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I'm adventurous and everything. You know, I'm a Sagittarius, so I'll do it. But I'm looking at the cost efficiency, and it's like the house was built and it's been rehabbed and everything, but it was built in the 1940s. So is this system been rehauled since then? Like, what are we talking about?
You'll definitely have to check that. And well water is not bad. You'll just go get it tested, see what minerals it got in the water. And you could also just because you got free well water doesn't mean that you can't get it
tapped into the municipal water.
Oh no, that you can't get it filtered to take out whatever is in there that you don't like. So you could filter the well water. So at least you have free water.
Because it's my well.
Right, because it's yours. As long as you but before you buy it, make sure you own the water rights.
See, this is what I'm saying. It's too much for a city girl. I don't know if I'm ready for all of this.
Yeah, so you gotta make sure you have the water rights, the mineral rights, the lumber rights as well.
Yeah.
The lumber rights.
And then I was looking at the property lines. I'm concerned about that too, because it's like it's nothing else around. But the way the line is drawn, I'm like, well, hell, can the city just come in and build a road through my, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this triangle?
They can, but not without paying you, though.
Well, what if it's right beyond my line, though? Like literally right beyond my line.
If you don't accept a deal with them, they will have to build that road around your house, literally.
Right, Sharon, do I want a road? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but the chances that might happen is slim to none, and they're gonna pay you good money, especially if you're the last one to hold out. And number two, if you was to hold out, hey, at least now you got to pave roads for free, and
Hey, Sharon, you know it was really laughable about this whole situation, right? When people say, "Hey, I'm a grow my own food," right? And I can't give somebody to give me a clear answer. What are you gonna grow? I'm gonna do my own garden. Okay. What are you gonna grow in there? What do you think they say, Sharon? What are people growing in their yards?
What they
vegetables.
Say? Okay. Now, watch this. You can live on tomatoes, right? Because this is normally what people say, tomatoes, right? And I'm telling you, and I had to think in my life, when do people actually have tomatoes in whatever they're doing, right? Hey, when you go to a restaurant, you do this, you do that. But more so than that, Sharon, this is crazy. Is that the people that was uneducated managed to feed their families and do all these things? Watch this. Now you're hearing people talk about, oh, hey, the egg prices, so I'm gonna get chickens. Cool. Well, watch this. Hey, only thing you have to do, the neighbors got to be okay with it. Man, it's science to this. Now you're going to kill your family because they all are created, man. I'm telling you this. They gonna do what they need to do. It's a science. We get shots, we get colds, and we get all these things. So what end up happening, Sharon, is that bacteria is bacteria. And people just think that they can just hatch eggs and you're gonna put a farm up today. It's a lot of science behind it, man. It's a lot of science behind
I feel you. And also, chickens ain't the only thing that lay eggs.
it. Thank you.
Diva, have you ever had a duck egg?
No,
It's delicious.
I don't eat eggs.
What about an ostrich egg, Diva?
I don't eat eggs.
It's delicious. They about like this big though.
I don't like eggs.
You crack it, but you gotta actually like hit it with something very. You gotta hit it like a, I don't know.
I was about to
Something
say them shits like rocks, man.
Yeah,
It's like the Flintstone.
it is.
Egg open.
That's what I was thinking, Diva.
Like open up a coconut, right?
Yeah,
Like
like
open up a coconut.
coconut, Dr.
You
G.
took it back to bedrock.
Right.
Dr. G, what's that? Have you ever ate any other egg besides a chicken?
Nope.
Damn. And you want to start a farm, huh?
Hey, Sharon,
My
all
son,
these people.
my son was like, we can get some chickens and start a chicken coop. I was like, listen, I ain't no farmer for real. I'll be scared of the damn chickens before they dead.
Yeah.
Hey, cuz, can you hear me?
Right.
Yes.
Go ahead, Brownson.
Hey, cuz, you gotta join this family Zoom call, or tell Anya to join the family Zoom call for cousin Fan. Everybody on a call.
Okay.
All right. So
It's
you
going on
tell
right now?
Anya. Yeah, it's going on right now.
But the last family joint we had together.
Nah,
was wild.
it's a family Zoom call. We on the phone.
All right. I got you.
Yeah, tell Anya to join the call. But I'm about to get back to the call. But I just wanted to let you know I didn't want you to miss it.
All right.
Hey, Sharon.
All right.
Divine. Wow.
Hey, salute, Brownsville. hey, Sharon. Most
Hold
people
on,
can't
Stan,
even
hold
keep a
on.
plan alive. Go
Hold
ahead.
on, Stan.
Go ahead, P.
What?
Yo, Diva, it was like one of our shows. The whole family. Diva, Browser had to come up. I had to play the intro for him and everything. He said, "Hold on. First of all, let me take my shoes." Like the whole thing happened, Diva. It was crazy.
Hey, family first and family always.
We was wilding in that chat, Diva. Oh man, it was hilarious. If I could just show it to you, oh my goodness, we was dying. They was trying to come at my head. Somebody said, "Yeah," and somebody said Sharon was a green card baby. I was like, "What?" I said, "What I got to do with this? I ain't got nothing to do with this." And then that my aunt, she's like, "Who the F said that about my baby? He ain't no goddamn." It was up in there, Diva. Oh shit! Me and the younger cousins, man. When I tell you, we was dying in the back. Brownsville was like, no, this ain't all that matter.
Laugh on mute. Laugh on mute.
Laugh on mute, you young motherfuckers. Oh shit! Almost made Brownsville cuss.
That's hilarious.
It was not fun. And look, and everybody's like, "Yo, you should review this on your show."
You should.
I told him I was like, "All right, I got y'all." I was like, "Nah, bye." I don't want people to know how ghetto we really are.
Man, we got families too, man.
Right,
We got families. We understand. We understand, man. Trust me, we do.
Oh shit. But it was fun though. It was hella fun. Then my daughter, she called me. She said, "See, this is what I'm talking about with y'all older people." It was 3 generations fighting. It was funny. They was going at it too. It was
Because nobody want to lose. Everybody, they don't reason together, and nobody want to lose. We get it. Hey, Sharon, that happens in all our families, man.
But yeah, I might just get the land, build the compound, and whoever buy they portion of the plot, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
I'm making the Kool-Aid.
that's it.
Nah, P Diva. Nah, hell no. You ain't making no Kool-Aid. She said, no. You drink out of this one and
Right.
you drink out of the other
This
one.
is
Hey,
yours.
man. Yeah, you go ahead, brother. Yeah, we got life insurance on you. Go, you drink out of that pitcher.
Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, you got the Zoom meeting? All right. So I gotta get up out of here. We got a family meeting that we gotta have a conversation with. Man, it was a good conversation. I enjoyed it. Hey, listen, we gotta just pay attention. Let's not let politics just run away just because we think Donald Trump is going to save America all of a sudden by making Canada the 51st state. That's craziness. We gotta keep our eye on them. Hey, listen, it definitely looked like it's a reverse DEI situation.
Right.
He fired the only two people that was different and replaced them with white folks. So with white men at that. He fired the black man, he fired the white woman, and he replaced both of them with white men. Hey, strange. I think the only person that might be a person of color is what, Kash Patel?
Mm-hmm.
Right? He might be the only one.
It's the only one I could think of.
I think everybody else is white men.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got the lady that always be talking for him. He has that white lady too. Oh, he got about like 2 white ladies. Yes, MJ, you could come through. But so we'll scream at y'all in the AM. I have no idea what we talking about. Y'all give me a vote. Y'all put it in the thing. What y'all want to talk about tomorrow? What we want to talk about tomorrow, Diva?
I don't know. I'll have to look around and send you some stuff. But I did want to give a shout out to Jalen because he did inspire me. I had to go to the store today, and so I tried on a pair of relaxed fit jeans, and my hips have never breathed so deeply. And so I just want to give a shout out to Jalen for putting me on to the relaxed fit jeans.
KT the GOAT. What you want to talk about tomorrow?
Hey man, I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm just here with y'all.
All right. Stan Autry, what you want to talk about tomorrow?
Let's talk about the director of FBI. That they just slid in and nobody even knew his name.
Damn, that is a good point too. I thought that was a little weird too. Dr. G, what is your thoughts? What should we talk about tomorrow?
I'm good with whatever. I'm just happy to be on solid ground, not in the air, and able to tune in with y'all. They had me working, y'all. I don't know what's going on. I don't get it where they got me working, but I've been missing y'all. So whatever y'all talk about, I'm gonna be there.
And you know what? I don't even know, like shit. I even know. Did we even read the super chat, Steven?
No, since I've been here.
So no, we didn't read them. God, Diva.
Carl Anderson, $5. I thought the Doge unconstitutional savings was to pay for future tax cuts or deficit spending. Why are we talking about being bribed with $5,000?
That's a bar. That's what he was trying to do for real, for real.
Girl, you better. The Enterprise. Hey, we back. Quick recap, please. What happened?
And you missed a whole lot, Dr. G. I was getting jumped all over the place over the weekend, Dr. G.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Started them every which way but loose.
Hell yeah. Cellulose podcast. He talking ish about me. Raw G talking ish about me. Angry Man. BGS.
Oh,
channel.
yeah. I did hear something. She was saying you asked her for a job or some shit.
She said, what happened?
You asked her for a job?
Who?
Raw G.
She, the woman who was coming over here streaming your stream to her channel.
Job. Oh shit.
That is the same woman that was streaming your stream to her channel.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
Wait, what you do? Oh Lord, I cannot with these YouTube people. I just
not what you do.
I told you. And you know what's funny? My daughter's a Sagittarian too. She told me the same thing. What you do, Dad? I'm like, I ain't do shit. I ain't do nothing.
She don't get it though. Like, how all of a sudden you the enemy when they were so comfortably over here getting your views?
Just my 4 cents. Elections have consequences. Trump 2024.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Shit. The other day he was drunk on his birthday talking about he's like, hey, Gerard. I can't stand that motherfucker. Oh my god.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wait till I see that nigga in the streets.
You so damn retarded.
Wow.
That's what he did though. I was like, what is going on?
You got to give a birthday pass. You got to give a birthday pass, man.
Oh shit. The way how he was so upset drinking that liquor on his birthday, Diva. Oh my goodness. That shit was crazy. You know what it was like, Diva? It was like on Harder Nights. Sarah! You made me shoot my homie.
That's exactly what I was trying to think of, Sherrod, damn it. I was trying to think of it because when you first said it, I said, wait, that's a movie.
And then look, Diva, and then look, I'm in the background. Pow.
On that note, I'm out. Y'all have a great rest of y'all evening. On that point, I'm out. Man, y'all are wilding now. Hey, man. Hey, salute to everybody, man. Hey, man, we'll talk about this later.
You said Omni?
Omni too, yeah. He's in it like tap. I was like, what the hell is going on? This shit was
Omni.
This shit was crazy.
Man.
Dr. G, it was wild. I'm telling you, I was like, I don't know what I be doing to these people. Goddamn.
Wow.
And then KT to go, he effed around and found out he stepped outside of our YouTube streets. He said, let me see what's going on in the neighborhood. And he went outside. Dr. G, they was like, yeah, fucking Sharon. I can't stand that black nigga over there. KT's like, damn, what'd he do?
No, God, I ain't even gonna. You know what's the funnier thing about it? I got on the show. It was probably about an hour after it started, and by then I was bringing it up. But then dude was like, "Don't bring up his name. We're not going to talk about him no more." And I was like, "All right." And what about you? You know,
he who shall remain nameless.
Right.
We gonna talk about him the whole time, but we ain't gonna say his name.
No, wait, okay. The other
KT new up here.
Yeah, he just started stressing us out, Dr. G.
Ciao.
KT be stressing us out, Dr. G.
It's a beautiful stress. Sorry.
But Sharon, I think you should give a disclaimer and let your audience know that they are free to go to whoever show they want to. They will not get in trouble. They can go up on the panel. It's no smoke, no pressure.
Right.
I think that's another reason why they mad, because I don't pressure none of my peoples to not go to other places.
But that's not the word on the curb, right? So Riaz went up there and it was like, Riaz, just get down. We don't want you to get in trouble.
Oh, Lord.
And I was just like, huh?
Wow. That's how some people, that ain't how you play, but that's how people play. You been over there? Get off of here. Get away.
Damn, that's crazy talk. That's wild to me. That's wild. I never did that. I don't think it even makes sense to even. I don't know. I just think that is stupid. Like if I look at it like this: if I have a McDonald's, I'm not mad if you come in my place and say, "Hey, Burger King fries don't taste as good as yours." I'm not like, "Hey, don't talk about those goddamn Burger King fries over here." That makes no sense. Most people don't really be thinking, even though Easy say he's so business minded, right? Most people don't understand, like, it's a reason why food courts is full of restaurants. Nobody say, why you bring your chicken over here? Do you see I got fried chicken? Like, that's not how, I mean, people just so you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, people just not too bright.
I will say, with my one adventure into the ministry, I will say they're definitely angry, and that's not just angry, man. It was a lot of yelling and screaming, and I was kind of like, is this a conversation or a real life argument? I'm kind of confused, but
Yeah, nah. It was a little messy. I get why y'all be saying they a little bit belligerent. Also, never include me in that group of people, please. I don't want to be looked at as that. I'm sorry, because boy, if y'all think I'm that difficult, shit, I apologize. I just apologize in advance.
No doubt. But yeah, so Dr. G, hey, just know, so if you ever go somewhere else and you hear them talking ish, don't be surprised. It's okay. You don't have to defend me because I don't want somebody saying that. Hey, cause they beat up. Oh shit, BATL diva.
Who the hell is that?
She being
Oh,
out.
BATL.
Yeah,
What about it?
BATL. She's like, Sharon, I like that. And Roger's like, bitch, you know what? I got one thing to say about your ass since you want to say shit.
Oh, dang. Wow.
I love it.
She went full hammers. Like she had so much built up aggression about BATL, she couldn't wait for her to say something. Or she said, like, Sharon ain't that bad. Oh, bitch, you want to say Sharon ain't bad? Let me tell you, you stupid hoe. I was like, wow.
Oh,
I was like, holy
wow.
I love it. I love
shit. let me get all the families stop trouble over there.
it.
Yep.
See y'all in the AM later.
Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.